another happy landing.
You know, all things considered, I think it was better than the last one. We're improving. Oh, man. But you know, I am glad to be back in the Dune Sea after all this time.
Yeah, it's good to be home.
It is good to be back.
Yeah.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Dune Sea, a show all about that galaxy far, far away. But you know, on occasion, we like to go beyond. And we're back in the Dune Sea. Here to ask some questions, a sort of episode-long fan question segment. It's going to be a good time, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be a good time. And thank you all for being here. Who watched the 3 Hobbits because of this? Hey, that's coming. That's coming. Don't worry. One day we'll go out beyond again. Don't you worry. And real quick, thank you for the gifted membership, Star Wars Nerd 00. You're too kind, man. Too kind.
Way too kind.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. I was like, this is half the reason we launched merch, is like I wanted this specific hoodie with the black. I don't know why. I just always thought it would look cool. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys all for being here. Happy Friday the 13th. And I didn't even realize that until earlier today.
Yeah.
I have my local video game store notifications turned on just in case they have anything good they're going to drop.
Yeah.
And today they posted, it was like all their Friday the 13th stuff. And I was like, why you got your video game store? What are you doing? Why are you posting all this? And it hit. It's like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yes.
So, hey, today we're going to be doing an Ask Us Anything. You know, we like to do the fan questions every week. It's one of our favorite parts of the show where we get to have a kind of direct line of communication with you guys. But we realized after a year of doing this, we never have just done one where it's like about anything.
Yeah.
You can, of course, during the fan questions, you can really ask anything, but most of the time it's about whatever topic of the week we're talking about, right? So, but before we get into that, we do want to make a quick acknowledgement this week. As you all, I'm sure, know, we lost one of the greats in Star Wars and in the mythos, you know, and all this, you know, James Earl Jones. Man.
He's one of those like magic pieces that made it work.
The lightning, I know.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever seen those clips where it was David Prowse?
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, he brings the physicality to the role, and you need him too.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work with him doing the voice.
No.
It
doesn't.
Like, I don't want to sound calloused, but I'm not usually like affected by like celebrity passings, just because, you know, you don't know them, you know their roles and whatnot, but this one got me.
Yeah.
This one got me. You're the one who told me, you sent me a post from Tony, actually, which, seeing a post from Tony, Star Wars 66, I was like, oh, cool. I wonder what Tony posted. And then I was like, no.
Yeah.
Looked it up. But in a way also, you know, the man was 93. And as far as I know, he was a man of faith. He was Roman Catholic.
Read the Bible.
I was about to say narrated the Bible.
Yeah.
Very cool. I did an audiobook of the Bible.
I've never listened to it.
Listened to pieces. It's very cool.
I'm sure it sounds awesome.
just the beginning of Genesis is awesome. In the beginning was the Word. That's the beginning of John, actually. It's not the beginning of Genesis, but you know what I mean? So a certain amount of peace there, you know, just knowing that he's a fellow man of faith. But, so I have a lot of great memories of the guy. There's a reel that we cut not long ago when we did our Rogue One coverage. And it was one of my favorite reels I've edited because I put in some clips of the Big Bang Theory when he was on the Big Bang Theory. And I remember watching that episode of Big Bang Theory. I do not like that show, and I do not like sitcoms. But that's so fun and charming to me. Like that he went on there and, you know, I like
Played
Star Wars too. You know? But yeah, I mean, other than Darth Vader, who's your favorite James Earl Jones character?
I don't know the character's name. I like him in The Sandlot.
Yeah.
At the very end. Yeah, that it's like, that's fun because you're just not expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I brought just a couple things, if you may indulge me.
I guess.
So
I guess.
I know this is a last minute thing, but this thing right here.
Yeah.
Okay. I've had this since I was, I don't even know. This figure is one of like one of the things that got me into Star Wars. And like I credit James Earl Jones largely with my my love of the franchise and my love of the world. I was just so like the silhouette, the voice, all of it. You know?
Yeah.
And I remember going to my local video store after watching those movies and just looking for anything with his name on it. And that's how I discovered Field of Dreams and The Sandlot.
Yeah.
And
tell me you'd seen The Lion King, right?
Dude, that almost made my perfect movies list.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's my favorite Disney movie. Actually, it's tied between that and Aladdin, actually. But yeah. Will of the Force with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Longtime listener. You get to design a new Star Wars ride at Disney World. What's your idea?
Soon, we'll tell you.
Soon.
Or are we going to do it right now? You're talking about your...
We will come back. When we start the AMA, we'll come back to this question.
Yeah.
But that is a great question.
Yeah.
It also gives me a minute to think about it. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat.
Yeah.
Here we go. When I heart it, it makes it pop back up. But anyway, yeah, so that's really...
Yeah.
I have a couple of... I'll just briefly, just because I think this is fun. I still have this when I was a kid. You guys remember these?
Oh, yes.
Main reason I wanted to show this, I don't have a battery in it, but like, how many toys had the man's voice in it?
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah.
I dressed up as him for Halloween, and I'll never forget that Halloween as a kid. There were people who would give me their entire bowls because they thought I had the coolest costume of the night.
Oh,
because my grandma was a seamstress. She is a seamstress. And she made me a cape and like this other stuff. And it was not lore accurate. It had red lining on the inside, but you know, I was a creative Darth Vader.
Yeah, there you go.
But
a little battle damage didn't hurt anybody.
But yeah, so I just real quick, we wanted to pay reverence to the man, to James Earl Jones.
Yes,
I see you guys are doing kind of the same thing here. Yeah.
I was going to say, what's your favorite line?
I think we have a question about that.
Okay, never mind. So then I won't even say it. Sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pour one out for James, Gabby about books. Yep. Yes, indeed. Great man. And also just inspiring story. You know, he had a stutter.
Yeah.
And it was his poetry, you know, and his love of acting, and you know, he used that as an outlet to find his voice.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've always found that deeply inspirational.
Oh yeah.
So it goes beyond the screen for me, and you know, he will live on in all of our households for, you know, decades and decades to come.
Yeah. I mean, and you can't look at that silhouette without thinking about that.
No, yeah, I know, yeah. Right?
It's crazy.
I credit James Earl Jones for turning me off of Star Wars because when I was like 6, I watched it and he scared me to death until I rediscovered Star Wars a few years later. But yeah, hey, but that is a special quality. Though,
yes.
Right? David Prowse wasn't scared you away.
No.
But not to discredit David Prowse. He also brings an excellent, piece to
the puzzle. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So into the AMA. And you know, real quick, just for fun, because this whole episode's going to be this. So let's roll it.
Okay.
Clear your mind of questions.
Hey, there we go. And I did put it up on Instagram and on YouTube this week. So first off, let's go ahead and answer Will of the Force's question. You get to design a new Star Wars ride at Disney World. What's your idea?
You ever played Episode 1 Racer?
Which one? On PS2? I played the one on Game Boy.
In 64.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking that.
Okay.
I'm thinking that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that there's a different one on PS2.
No, yes, I'm thinking, pod racing.
Yeah.
Let's make that a ride.
I don't think I have a good follow-up. That's the best one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Now this is pod racing.
That would make an awesome 4D experience. Pod racing.
Oh, yeah. Dude. Think about the fire,
like
the wind coming at you and stuff like
little
that.
Mist and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there'd be liability to this, but if they could like just spritz a little bit of sand at you.
Oh, yeah. Well, you could wear goggles.
Yeah.
Or something to scream, it's working.
That's sick. I love that.
Yeah.
That's a fun idea. Thanks for the question, Will. I love that. And man, with the generosity coming in from Michael_Kramer98, which I just say that by habit at this point. It's just Michael Kramer on YouTube. Yeah. With the $19.99 super chat. What's up, guys? Loving the beard, Seth. Hey, look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Stubble going on.
I do have a little bit more than normal.
And loving the flow, Konnor. Well, appreciate it. It's getting a little long. It needs to be all cut off, to be honest with you. Did I get Outlaws? I did not. I have issues with Ubisoft. I wanted to cover it for the show because I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. You guys know I love games. I love gaming, but I just really don't like where Ubisoft has gone as a company these past few years. I followed them very closely as a big Assassin's Creed fan. Like when I say upset, like I've said this many times on the show, but like I was obsessed, like Star Wars level obsessed with Assassin's Creed.
Walking around with a hood on.
Dude, you joke. I made my own hidden blade. Like I made it. That's what, yeah. And I just, I couldn't spend the money on it because I think that they just, even seeing clips from it, I'm sure there's great stuff in the game. But like the slapping the stormtrooper to knock him out, you know, I don't know. I might pick it up when it goes on sale at my secondhand shop that's in town, but I don't know that I can give money to Ubisoft.
Guys too. I don't, I'm seeing kind of a trend. You don't have to give us money to ask a question. Like I do appreciate it, but I feel like
oh yes, thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. I appreciate that.
Yes, you can ask any questions you want in the chat.
You can ask questions. You just don't you don't have to give us money. That's all I'm getting at. I appreciate it. I don't want you to think that I don't, but like at the same time, I'm like, no, like this is supposed to be just that we're hanging out and chit chatting, and you can ask us whatever. Sorry, I want to say that before it gets too deep. Yes,
you do not have to do a super chat to ask a question, but we do appreciate it. And thank you from Cantina Talk, a new member, by the way. Another YouTuber who, I just watched now I got to pull it up because I just watched one of their videos. And I want to...
Aaron, I'm going to say that, of course, there would be a Dud Bolt animatronic on the ride. Why wouldn't there be? I want Gasgano. I want Odie Mandrell. I want... try to think of who's... Ben Quadnaris.
Sorry.
Could you think of any other Sebulba? I'm just trying to think of other pod racer guys. It's okay.
I just want Aaron. I want Ben Quadnaris. That's all I
Ben
want.
Quadnaris. No, Aaron M said that he hopes the Dud Bolt is in the game or is in the ride. Yeah.
So. Here's a video I watched from Cantina. I just wanted, because I couldn't remember what lightsaber was. We did a unboxing of the Ezra Bridger lightsaber.
Oh,
from your favorite Damien saber. I'd never heard of that saber company, so intrigued me, and I wanted to. Yeah, so shout out to Cantina Talk. Great YouTuber out there, and thank you for the question. How are you guys feeling about Skeleton Crew? Optimistic, cautiously so.
So I think with the silliness that people are worried about, the whimsicalness of it. I think that that's going to really be in those first couple, like maybe that first episode and a half. And then I think it's really going to jump into Star Wars. So I think that everyone's jumping the gun because they don't show us the whole series. Yeah. They show us just the first couple like episodes in those trailers. So I'm here for it. Let's do this. Let's do this.
He's yelling at me right now because I want to love it and I love almost everything about it, but the lawns in the suburbia, it throws me off.
It does look weird. It does look weird, but you know, Coruscant's really industrialized. There's got to be places. I get it. It just reminds you of here.
I just always think about that moment from Empire Strikes Back. That George Lucas cut that scene with the Wampa because there was a paper on the door, and he's like, "Paper doesn't exist in the galaxy far, far away." Or so goes the story, something like that.
Gotcha.
It just looks too much like I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I know that's Katie's thing too. We had a. I remember we talked about it at one point. Man, what's my thing's being buggy today? Yeah.
Okay.
It bothers me. I'm not sure. Okay.
We got to go back to the top and we got to start going. Okay.
You guys are really firing them out here. Make sure I don't miss any. And if we miss a question, feel free to ask it again in the chat.
Come on.
The slapping of the stormtrooper is so dumb. I agree. That's what I don't like. For every $1 you get a question.
Be here all night.
Here's my hot take. What if something with there being a small window of escape of Vader wasn't waiting for him? Do you think Kenobi would have grabbed the droids and ditched the compactor 4? I'm not sure.
I think that what he's saying is that that if Obi-Wan would Obi-Wan have been able to get out of the Death Star if Vader hadn't cut him off? Basically, would he have gone and grabbed the droids and been on the Falcon waiting for them?
Oh, okay.
I think Obi-Wan went there though, knowing.
Well, but then you have to sort of, I guess, imply that maybe Obi-Wan never has that premonition of knowing he's going to encounter Vader.
Yeah.
So I think Obi-Wan only knows when they get there, right?
You think so?
Well, because
they both do the whole, like, you know, I said something I haven't said.
Well, because they're going to Alderaan.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So they don't know they're going to, like, Obi-Wan's not going on the mission to Alderaan thinking he's going to the Death Star and encountering Vader.
Yeah, but he knows he's encountering the Empire, and who's with the Empire?
Yeah, but I don't think I don't know. I don't know that Obi-Wan knows until they get to the Death Star.
Yeah. But I agree. He would have picked up the droids and he would have got out of Dodge.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have been in an X-Wing flying next to Luke. Could you imagine him like trying to do the trench run? Flying's for droids.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the line.
That'd be insane.
Dude, the Daybreaker sound design on this is pod racing ride would be wild, right? One last question before I leave from Michael Kramer. How's the little one, Konnor? Hope all is well with you both. Let's pour one out for James. Yes. I'm not actually going to do it. I'm not going to pour it out. But, great. She is great, Michael. Thank you for asking. She is growing so fast, way faster than we like, but that's good. She's very happy and smiley. I
made her laugh.
Yeah, Seth made her laugh.
Like a week ago.
That was cool.
That was crazy. That, like, she thought I was funny. And so that's kind of neat.
The only way we can consistently get her to laugh right now is with our dog. She thinks our dog is hilarious. Indy.
There you go.
But yes, she's great. She is just, it's the coolest thing. I mean, I could talk the whole show about how great she is, but I will not. But yeah, she just keeps growing. So
do you do this? Like, at night, do you just be like, stay like this forever?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I have moments where I'm like, I think about it, and because I try not to, I have this mindset. I keep in the back of my mind. That's like, don't, rob yourself of joy.
Yeah.
You know, so like when my wife was pregnant, it was like, I couldn't wait for her to be born.
Yeah.
But I was
cherish those moments.
Like, cherish these moments where it's just her and I still, you know,
yeah.
But now and then she was here and it's like, okay, this is tough, but also she's really little and she sleeps on you for a long time. You know, she's small and you can hold her. And, I would play my games, you know, and she would just nap on me. But I was like, but I can't wait till she can babble and laugh and stuff.
Yeah.
And now that she's at that stage, it's like, oh man, I can't wait for her to talk. But it all goes so fast. Like I don't want to rob myself of my current joy.
Yeah. Don't wish your life away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really try to center myself a lot where I'm like, I can't wait for her to do something, but I'm like, no. This is the moments I've prayed for. Yeah. You know, let's savor that. Yeah. And so I try to really think about that a lot.
Okay.
Wow, you guys are going nuts here with the questions.
Oh my gosh.
We haven't even gotten to the pre-recorded ones yet.
Okay.
It's Jay LaRouge. Top 5 of the more obscure Star Wars characters. Oh. You guys know my number 1. It's Jackson the Rabbit.
Jackson the Rabbit. You like Yariel Poof?
Yariel Poof? Yeah. No, I'm not a fan of Yariel Poof.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Just
I mean, I think that like I'm the only one keeping Babu Frick's name alive.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
Like, yeah. So I don't know. There's 3. I'm trying to think of anybody else. I like. I don't even know how to say his Christian name or whatever. Hammerhead. I think he's really cool. Yeah. I don't know. It's like Murmur. I don't. Yeah. Modon. I think he's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The guy from the cantina.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any more. I mean, nobody's obscure anymore. That's the thing. It's like everybody's got a comic or a show.
Like I really like Bosk and not Bosk, but like Forlum and Zuckus. Like they've got like nothing, and so I like them. IG-8's pretty niche as well too.
I like this one. I don't know if he's that obscure, but I really like Captain Hauser.
Okay,
from Bad Batch.
Yeah,
I don't know. I really like his design. I think like he's really cool.
Yeah.
Jackson the Rabbit, unironically, I think he's awesome.
Sure. He's great.
I like Sabe.
Oh yeah, the Padme.
I enjoyed her run in the comics.
Padme decoy. Yeah. Trying to
Fordo, does he count as obscure?
I don't know. I thought about that. I'm like, but that's another person I champion. Yeah.
The guy who was supposed to be Rex. Do you remember him in the comics? Arc 17, right? Isn't that his name? They changed him because they didn't want the alliteration of Anakin, Ahsoka, Arc. So what is something like that?
Oh, I got you. No, I know you're talking about from the old Dark Horse comics.
Yes. Because he was the prototype for, it wasn't Fordo. This was the guy who was the prototype for Rex.
Yeah.
Because it literally was supposed to be him, but then they didn't like that. It would have been all A's, so they changed it.
Okay.
He's cool. He's got some awesome moments in the comics. So he might be another one of my obscure.
Dirge.
Yeah, I know you're a fan of Dirge.
Yeah, I like Dirge.
I'm not a huge fan of Dirge. All right, we're still, I'm lost. Who's Babu Frick?
Hey!
He's the guy from Tross. He's the Anzellan. Thank you.
He's the one that makes. Yes, thank you. He's the one that that finds all the Sith talk in C-3PO's hidden memory banks or whatever.
Gosh, I keep forgetting to do this, KDO. I've been asking for a Babu Frick emoji. I know. I keep forgetting to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, AKA from my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Babu Freak.
It's true.
Okay, I'm going to try to catch up a little bit.
Okay. Wait, you were... Okay. All right.
Oh my gosh, you guys have really... You guys have been... Wow. All right.
Okay.
All right. This is great.
Okay.
What's your favorite Star Wars game? Love to know.
Digital or tabletop?
You answer tabletop, I'll answer video game,
gotcha.
since that's your thing.
All right.
OG Battlefront 2.
Gotcha. Star Wars Unlimited.
Star Wars Unlimited.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, sometimes my chat app glitches out. I don't know. Okay. Do you think if Obi-Wan and Mace switched places, do you think Anakin would have turned to the dark side? Yes.
I think Palpatine had orchestrated it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I think that he would have made it. Because there's all that deleted scene or deleted footage where Palpatine's twisting Anakin's mind with being like, I think that Padme's having an affair with Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. And then that's why, so that line at the very end where it's like, you're with him. I feel like that kind of comes out of nowhere a little bit.
Well, they tried to play that that's in the script more. And then they just never did anything with it.
That's what I'm saying is that there is deleted footage of that.
By the way, 36 of you guys in here. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's another thing with my chat application. It doesn't tell me numbers like that. So that's why if you ever see me look down, I'm usually pulling stuff like that up on my phone. We're not professionals over here. We pretend to be, but we are not. Mm-hmm. Lord of the Rings question.
Oh.
Konnor was a hobbit and Seth was Gandalf. Seemed the other way around. Were we? We were both hobbits, right?
We were.
Kind of.
I guess
you were Gandalf in the perfect movie.
Yes, I was Gandalf in that.
Yeah,
yes.
We move roles quite a bit around here. From Schecter 94, have either of you ever been to Galaxy's Edge? You went to Disney World last year with some friends and was able to build my lightsaber there. It was awesome. I have not.
This is going to sound so hipster of me that I went to Disney World in it was before the 2010s. It was 2008 and 9. It was awesome. Granted, there was not a lot of Star Wars stuff. They had the AT-AT. They had a little cantina area where you could they had you could build stuff. You could build the toy lightsabers, not how it is now. But no, I have not been back since then. Yes, I would like to go at some point just to see it.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
I would too.
But
I've not. I would also like to go.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks Scott and Connie. They're the ones that took me. So that was super cool.
From Jay LaRouche. Most prized Star Wars collectible you own? Ooh. That's tough.
I really like my Power of the Force Boba Fett. But I got that when I was 9. He's not valuable or anything like that.
He's just prized. He's prized to you.
Yeah, he's just special. But I'm trying to think. There's probably I don't know, or maybe the picture, my picture with Ian McDermott, or the autograph, Rosario's autograph, maybe. Just because there's stories behind those things.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know those aren't really collectibles. I don't know.
I would either have to say either this guy or my Hot Toys Vader Empire Strikes Back, which is usually sitting over here. Mm-hmm. It is sitting over here. You just can't see it. because my wife got that for me for my birthday a couple years ago. Or lastly, I have a complete in box Lego Star Wars for Game Boy Advance, and that was really special memory with my mom. It's not my original, unfortunately, but I did repurchase it about a year or so ago, and it's like sitting at the pinnacle of my game collection in my game room. So that one of those three probably. Okay.
Everybody's talking about you being a dad.
We're taking in the advice. Hey, you know, you just have to. The best advice for being a parent is you have no, like, just to understand you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
You just take it as you go.
Yeah.
And you just figure it out. It's awesome. Yeah, everybody's talking about that. See, now I'm catching up. It's like, man, there's like this. I'm so behind in the chat.
Yeah, it's okay.
From Daybreaker, being a dad is my favorite part of my life. You're always excited of what comes next, but enjoy those tiny moments. Yes, absolutely. Okay, from Pop the Bounty Collector. Hey, thanks for being in here. How has your YouTube experience been so far? What is one of your YouTube goals? What is the coolest things happened to you since being on YouTube? Oh, this is a great question.
Oh, this is wild.
YouTube experience has been incredible.
Well, like the
fact that we can't catch up with the chat right now is a testament.
It's kind of blowing me away. And I would say like the random DM that we get sent where it's like, hey, you guys mean a lot to me. Like that is just like, okay. And then, like that's like, like that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That like, well, I mean, at the beginning, someone, I think it was Daybreaker said like the best part of my Friday. That I'm like,
just
me sitting here is the best part of your Friday. Like that is okay. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That like,
Yeah. So like on that level, on like a personal level, it's like, it's you guys. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Never would have expected that, you know? Because I think when you start, you think a lot about numbers. Maybe you're like, oh, I want to hit this many or this many or this many. We still have goals in that regard, but less so because I don't think about things in terms of numbers so much because you guys aren't numbers. I see you guys, you know, like I see Michael, you know, Michael Kramer. I see the Galactic Cantina. I see Katie. I see Django. I see Daybreaker. I see Schechter. I see Alan, like all these guys that I see every week, you know, and it kind of makes the numbers not really like matter. I used to, when we started, I refreshed that every day. How many do we get today? How many do we get today? Just because I wanted to know, are we on track for a goal? And I don't even look. And some days I go weeks sometimes without even looking. Yeah. Because it's not that I don't care. Like it is important to a degree, right? Because, you know, you want to grow and you want to make sure that you're never stagnant. Yeah. But it's, the personability is something that I never expected from this, which is really cool. Yeah. A goal.
So we could say the outlandish one.
What, an outlandish goal?
Yeah. Like our crazy goal. Like, I mean, like we want to...
What, our sub goal?
No, not that. No, I'm talking about that. Like, I mean, I want to get invited to Lucasfilm.
You want to get invited?
Yeah. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I want
Beyond the Dune Sea movie. That would be cool.
That's what I want to do. Just a short film.
Yeah, just Beyond the Dune Sea, the short film. Yeah. Something
that we just pour a lot of time into over here. Yeah. And kind of take the silly stuff we do in our intros to the next level. Yeah. That's what I'd love to do.
Just go crazy. Yeah.
And then the coolest thing that's happened to us since being on YouTube, aside from just connecting with all of you guys and the friends we've made, like, you know, more personally, like with Mortis or like with Will or with Tony, just the friends we've made. Aside from that, like I think it was being invited to PopCon and getting to interview Jim Cummings.
Yes.
Jim Cummins.
Yes.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Like that was,
yeah. I think too that like someone asking for a shirt.
Yeah. Like just asking for merch.
Yeah. Asking for merch is just also like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay. We are extremely behind. We got
to keep going. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
Wait, right. No, you just skipped a question.
Well, it just fast forwarded me. Hold on.
Okay.
I see we have stuff we got to reply to.
Okay. We weren't that.
Ever play Star Wars Galaxies or...
Okay.
No. I've started Old Republic. I'm not that far into it.
I have not either.
Ooh, from $1.99 super chat. I told you guys we're so behind.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. From Tony, Star Wars Sith 66. How much will you be charging for autos at ICCC?
Knock that off.
Oh my goodness.
Knock that off. No,
How much will you be charging?
I was
Tony?
about to say,
that's the real question.
You're the one who's, playing around in the YouTube Star Wars pantheon. So yeah, you
Right.
knock that off.
Django asks, are there any old school BDTS stickers left in the store? Should be, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Thank BC Scrubs for that one, for
Yes.
motivating me to get over there.
Yes.
Metro, that's too kind. It's not a proper Friday evening without Beyond the Dune-Sea.
Thank you. It's stuff like that where it's like, dude, that on the car ride home, I sit and think about that where I'm just like, dang, that's awesome.
It is wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
From Gianna V. Have you ever played Lorcana? Been playing for a while.
I played it at Gen Con. Yeah, I played and tried it at Gen Con. I think what got me is there's not enough Disney characters in it yet that I was like, yeah, that's my guy. Like, it's weird. It seems like they're tiptoeing around certain properties and stuff like that. I'm like, no, embrace the craziness.
Okay.
Yeah. But granted, my top 5 Disney movies are real niche.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So maybe that's the problem, is that I'm never going to get those characters.
All right. I apologize, guys. I'm just
why are you skipping people?
We got to catch up.
No, we don't. Just keep going. We're fine. We are fine. We're barely even a half an hour in.
I just don't want to miss anybody.
We're not. You're skipping people. Okay.
But Star Wars Nerd gifted another membership, which was so kind.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But I want to get to make sure I don't skip anybody.
You're not going to skip anybody.
See, this is what we do. This is what you guys don't see behind the scenes. Seth and I just bickering all the time.
Did you knock that off? Oh, shoot. Maybe someday they'll get behind the Dunesea.
Yeah, I know. One of these days.
Yeah,
We've talked about it. I know. We're one of these days. From Schecter, maybe you guys have answered this before, but I wasn't here for it. But what's your favorite lightsaber hilt? Tier list, maybe. Oh, a tier list for lightsaber hilts. Somebody got a hold of our notebook. Obi-Wan Rots is S, and his TPM is just underneath. So I think his TPM is your favorite, is it not?
It's my favorite to swing, definitely. My favorite lightsaber is like the Skywalker blade. Mine's probably, I think I've landed on Luke's ROTJ, but the Skywalker blade is, some days it could be higher. Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Okay. And again, if I skipped a question for one of you guys, just ask it again. Oh, my thing skipped ahead again. From Sir Django, didn't you say at the beginning your initial goal was 500? Yes, our
500 in a year.
500 in a year was always what we said.
Yeah. And if we didn't hit that, then we were going to go back to the drawing board and rethink everything and maybe not even do it at all. That was kind of the... Yeah. So thank you guys.
It's interesting. It is like, because it's a balancing act. Like, you don't want, because if nobody's watching, then it's like, well, okay, then you have to.
At that point, we might as well just be driving around and just talking to ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you want to engage.
Yeah, because if no one will join in your conversation. Yeah. So.
Because what's happened now is we've been able to collaborate, and the creativity, I think, has been able to evolve so much. Like with a lot of the friends that we've made, which and suggestions from you guys and stuff, which wouldn't have happened otherwise. From Tyler Grubbs, what up, guys? How are you doing? Have you watched Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy? I like it. 10 out of 10. I like Jar Jar. I like Darth Jar Jar in it. Not yet.
No, I have not watched it. We might have a question for you guys about that.
We might have a question for you guys toward the end of the show. I hope you guys come to Dallas in the near future for Dallas Fan Expo. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. We want to do more cons.
I can get a cameo. There we go. God, we're not. Okay. Thank you.
Beyond we need collectible action figures.
Yeah. Seth Solo and Konnor Rebo.
There we go. It's coming.
It's happening.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now we got to ask what your top 5 Disney movies are. Okay.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. I got this.
Yeah, hit me.
Okay, for mine.
Yeah.
So it is Goofy movie.
Really?
Yep.
That's your number one.
Yeah. Then I don't know what this order is, so I don't know the rest of them. But like Aladdin, Great Mouse Detective. Yeah, I know.
What a list! All right.
I know. I'm trying to think what Emperor's New Groove, and it's something else. Rescuers Down Under.
Ooh,
Yeah. That's my top 5. And then like honorable mention, I'm trying to think. Honorable mention Atlantis. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. Yeah.
My number 1 is Lion King. Number 2, Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
I might put Rescuers Down Under on my top 5. I really like that one.
I don't like the first one like at all. But that second one, dude, it's good stuff.
This might be stupid, but have you ever seen is Aristocats is a Disney, right?
Yes.
I watched the movie over and over again.
Everybody wants to be a cat. Yeah.
A 5th one, Tangled.
Okay.
Modern one.
Tangled's better than Frozen. There's a hot take.
I agree.
Yeah.
Here's an even hotter take. I actually really like the second Frozen movie. I took my nieces and nephews to see that when it came out in theaters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I found myself kind of grooving to that movie.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
When
some
I would
of these tracks are really slapping.
When I get lost at Target, I like to do the to try to find my wife. It's like, when I look around, I'm like, where'd you go? Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. I guess we could say that if you guys are getting married, I can marry you. Also, yes, that is true. I did. I did marry Aaron. He needs to get your. Did you see the very end of that? He needs to get your autograph on a government document.
On a government document. Okay. I don't know.
Then his collection will be complete. Yeah.
Katie said that was a genuinely niche list.
I know. I'm the worst. That it just.
That's cool. I love that.
But I've really thought about it.
Okay. Divided Skywalker. This is great. Will you please put a Beyond the DuneSea magnet in the merch store because I want one. Stuff like magnets, pins, and like stuff like that is harder to do. So we looked into this, and I'll just be transparent with you. The only way we can do it is if we either do pre-sales, and we'd have to do a lot of pre-sales, like a lot, an insane amount, because it'd be relatively cheap from what I understand, but it's just we'd have to do quite a bit of pre-sales, or we could try to find a company to independently do this, which I'm still sort of looking into because I know I know a couple people who do stuff like this. So we're looking at that basically. Yeah. But I don't want to do pre-sales because that's just layers that I don't want to get into.
Quinlan Voss asked a question at the very top. At the very top. No. You're going the wrong way.
Seth, I will get to it. I am answering this question.
Okay, sure. All right.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, all right. Okay.
As soon as the cameras go off, we're just we get the lightsabers out. We just,
to the moon, Konnor! To the moon!
From Quinlan asked, who wins Mace or Anakin? Both in their prime.
Anakin,
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Mace. Not happening. I don't care about your Vapad or whatever.
Because Anakin would use enough light side.
You think so? Oh, and he wouldn't be able to draw off the energy? Yeah. I just think, too, that at the end of the day, Anakin's just got enough of that raw Skywalker power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
He is the chosen one.
I'm going to catch up with the chat questions. Keep the chats coming, but then we're going to move on to some of the the submitted questions for those who couldn't be here in the live stream. So if you have any more questions in the live, hold them for a minute. We'll come back. I'll open the question. I'll open the floor back up.
Will there ever be a Beyond DBZ or anime as a whole? You don't. Okay.
Yes. For Sergio's asking, will we ever do anime, cover anime?
Here, I'll tell you, I'll give you one. I would love to talk about Yu Yu Hakusho. That's my favorite anime of all time. And I just said words that you have no idea.
You've told me about that many times.
It's such a great show anyway.
I don't know. I'll be real. This is I know I might be I might be getting on a lot of people's blacklists with this one. I respect anime as an art form. I've never found one that I've gotten into.
You don't like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Except for Yu-Gi-Oh. But that's not fair because I watched that as a kid instead of that. All right. If I watched that today without the nostalgia, I don't know that I could.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could get into it.
No. Yes.
I've tried. There are several that I've tried to watch.
Gotcha.
And again, I appreciate the storytelling. There are some that I know are really well written.
Mm-hmm.
Like my wife watched Death Note and I tuned in from time to time, and the storytelling in that was awesome.
Yeah.
I just, I can't get into the medium. I
gotcha.
I know a lot of you anime fans. I'm sorry. Maybe that's it. Maybe we need to do it for the show and maybe that'll turn me.
Gotcha. Frozen 2 is better than 1.
I agree.
Okay.
Hey, Hungry Bookworm with a great take here.
Yeah.
Tangled better than Frozen.
It's true.
Right. That's right.
It is true. Catchy music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler Grubbs, what are your thoughts on Star Wars Outlaws? What do you think of the magnet? Yes. So just answered the magnet thing. Outlaws, I mentioned this earlier. I'll just run it real quick again, but I will wait till it goes on sale or I'll buy it secondhand. I just don't like Ubisoft. That's my main thing.
Mm-hmm. There's a question right under it, or right 2 above it. There you go.
Galactic Cantina, your top 5 most hated characters that most of the fan base love. Oh, what a question. Okay. Characters that most people love that we don't. Do you got one? Oh, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
And Darth Maul.
Yeah, I don't really like Qui-Gon Jinn or Darth Maul very much.
Oh,
so there's 2.
One. What was my... Oh, I just thought this the other day.
I just think that they're fine. Just fine.
Dang it.
I don't hate him, Tony. I just think he's fine. Sorry you dedicated your life to him.
I'm trying to think of... there was a character that I was... Oh, man, this is going to drive me nuts. I was just thinking about it the other day. So I was like, man, this is my Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to talk about this. I don't know that I have any other than that one that's escaping me off the top of my head that like everybody just loves.
Yeah.
Han Solo. That was it. That was the one I was trying to think of. Han Solo is mine.
You just don't like Han Solo?
He's grown on me.
Yeah.
But I don't fawn over him like most of the fan base does.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know he's your guy. I couldn't give a top 5 though.
Modeled my entire personality after.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're a good yin and yang.
Yeah, there you go.
Katie says I should watch Avatar with my daughter when she's old enough. That might be fun. Yeah, because I've not seen Avatar.
It's worth your time.
Yeah, I know. That's one.
And maybe that's what you do. If you don't want to watch anime, maybe you could watch Avatar.
Yeah. Avatar's not really anime though, right?
That's what I'm saying, but like it might be a good gateway. Yeah. Where you could get used to the animation style and everything like that.
I guess.
Like, yeah. Dave Filoni made it.
I get that. Yeah.
He made Clone Wars.
Yes. I will never not encourage Konnor to watch Avatar. One day our peer pressure will be enough. Yes. One day. From Brandon Tran, have you guys ever played Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga? Absolutely, I have. It's one of the greatest Star Wars video games of all time.
I don't play a lot of video games. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is his anime, his video games.
Yeah, that's not, because like, unfortunately, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite, and I'm not happy with myself, but I have been. Like, I was talking to Mortis last night about that, because I don't know. Did you see my story? Just check out my story on Instagram because it's about Fortnite. And he was
I did. Yes.
And I'm like, this is too.
Deadpool.
Yes, I'm like, it's too real. It's too real. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into some of these pre-submitted questions from both YouTube and on Instagram. I think the first one is from YouTube, from our friend BC Scrubs. If you both had the power to fix one thing each from the existing Star Wars movies, what would it be and why would it be how they wrote Luke in the sequels? It's a bit of a pointed question, BC Scrubs.
Okay.
I actually, hot take here, as much as I don't like The Last Jedi personally, I don't mind how Luke is written in that show or that movie. I think Luke's character arc is one of the few things that I'm mostly okay with. I just don't like that he dies in the end. And I wish that we would have gotten build up to that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with his arc in that movie as an isolated incident. I just wish that we got build up to it.
I think what I would do, in which I'm ruining kind of, because whenever for Tales of the Archive we do a what if, I'm sure that we're going to do a what if that like this is going to ruin some of my what if. I would move the Palpatine reveal in Rise of Skywalker to the end of Last Jedi.
Yes.
That with the death of Skywalker comes the rise of Palpatine, and then it ends on that. Yeah,
agree.
So anyway,
but to fix one thing from each existing Star Wars movie, that's probably it for me too. Actually,
yeah, I think that's like the biggest glaring thing.
Since you have that one, I'll do one thing.
Okay,
in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. Your favorite one.
My favorite one.
You gotta be careful.
I know. Because I don't have to ruin perfection.
You don't want to mess it up.
I know.
These are air fried pizza rolls.
I know. So at the very end, when Lando and everybody shows up,
yeah,
I want them to yell for Skywalker.
Okay.
Because the whole point of Luke dying was to inspire.
To rally the galaxy.
Rise of Skywalker does not pick up that thread at all. So it makes Luke's death feel
like a very isolated incident.
And it feels small.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it carries much weight because you have that moment with Broom Boy.
Yeah.
And it's like, on one hand, if they would have kept it small in The Last Jedi, then okay. Like it's just to save Leia, his sister, and this little band of rebels. Okay, I can get behind that. Luke's a selfless character. He would do that.
Yeah.
But you go out of your way to, at the end of the movie, show Broom Boy.
Yeah.
He inspired the
you saw the end
galaxy.
Of the movie. They were like playing with that. Yeah,
exactly. He's playing around and you're like... You're seeing all that. So clearly there's galaxy-wide renown for Luke doing this. Yeah. I want to see people. I don't need to see a whole montage of people doing it. Just a few, like for Skywalker, as you know. Yeah. They're leading a bombing run, on a.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That's all I need.
Yeah. I got you.
Okay. Second question. From Trilzacco. Do either of you game? If so, what are your favorite Star Wars games? I just said mine, OG Battlefront 2.
My favorite Star Wars video game. I really liked the first Force Unleashed. I had a lot of fun with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I have good memories of playing Shadows of the Empire on the N64. And
they just announced a Black Series from that. Did you see that today?
Yeah, Prince Zizor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. Then I played a lot of the second Battlefront, like the most recent Battlefront.
Yeah, I knew you were a big fan of that one.
A lot of that. Yeah. Like that was kind of what I did for a long time. Mm-hmm. I'm not proud of it, like at all.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good
I'm just not proud of like how much time I spent on it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Sergio, I completely agree. Mm-hmm. Sir Django, I do not pre-order Black Series anymore. Half of the reason is because their release dates are too far out, but also because I have a local guy that I like to support. So I just pick him up when he gets them in. All right, third question. Viber Rocks. Did you know Hayden Christensen was in Goosebumps? If not, think you can guess which episode before checking. I'm guessing that's a little hint, that emoji right there.
I already know.
I don't know.
Okay, he's in one of the Night of the Living Dummy episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I saw this while I was making these graphics and I was like, I've never watched that show.
Yeah. You didn't watch any? And no Goosebumps? Did you ever watch Are You Afraid of the Dark?
This is another great hot take from me.
You hate horror.
I hate horror movies.
Yeah.
Never liked them even as a kid.
Did you ever watch Are You Afraid of the Dark though?
Nope.
Okay. It was like Nickelodeon's version of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Halloween's my least favorite holiday.
I gotcha.
My wife keeps trying. She's like, we gotta get Daisy a pumpkin. We gotta do all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
no thanks.
She's like, I'm like dragging my feet. So I'm like, yeah, fine. Yeah. I gotta put them.
But she's gonna look so cute,
dude. I know,
in the pumpkin.
I get it.
Yeah,
that's what I just keep thinking about.
Dressed as a little ghost or something. I don't know. Whatever she's cooking up.
An Ewok so bad.
An Ewok.
Yeah,
not Grogu.
No, Grogu's too basic. Ewok is so much better. I tried to find a Princess Leia one, but I can't find one in like a baby size.
No, I gotcha. Gotta give her the little buns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I tried to find one. I couldn't find anything like that.
Gotcha.
Tony says, Are You Afraid of the Dark was so good.
It was good.
We'll just have to take your word.
All right. Maybe one day we'll watch an episode.
Gabby about books. I think you guys said your friendship started because of photography of action figures. Am I remembering that right? If so, can we get a look at some of your favorite photos you guys took? Okay, let me move this out of the way a little bit. just so I can keep that up on screen. So for those of you who may not know the story, a little personal tale.
The legend.
Yeah. The lore.
Yeah. The lore. I love the lore.
So that local guy I just mentioned a minute ago, local shop, is both a mutual friend of ours. Mm-hmm. And we would pass each other from time to time, in the store. And Seth is a lot more outgoing than me. And so I think that Seth probably said hi to me on a couple of occasions.
I think that it was like, oh, you do photography? So does he.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, let me see your photos, because I was just curious. I think that's how it all started.
Yes, that's right.
And you're like, I got a couple on my phone, and I went and I was like, as soon as you got, because I'm like, oh, he is much further along than me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So our friend introduced us. Mm-hmm. And we ended up having a lot of the same background. Like he had done photography and filmmaking and a lot of the same ways that I did. And it was like, wow, okay, well, this is pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. And we're like, we should link up and try to take some of these photos together.
Make some art together.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the start of everything.
And you just couldn't quit me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And then Seth kept pestering me to do more and more stuff, which eventually led to the show, which I think we have a question about that later, so we won't spoil that one. But so I always tell people, because maybe a tier list of favorite action figures, I don't know that I could make that list, because even though the set has all these figures and stuff, and I do enjoy them, they're a consequence of my photography. I'm not really a collector per se. I collect video games. That's my thing. That's my thing I collect. Yeah. And Seth likes to collect like cards and comics, right?
Yeah. I like to have so the cards I just like to play with.
Yeah.
And then like the comics, I like to just have those little pieces of history, if that makes sense. So like if like we have a question about something, I can go check the archives, if you will, or whatever. Yeah. But like, yes, I like to just have those little moments. Other than that, like, I don't know. I've said it before. Like the Fight Club quote really like always echoes in the back of my head. It's like, you got to be careful of of owning your stuff. Before long, the stuff will own you. So like, I'm always really careful about that.
The quote my wife and I always live by is, does this spark joy?
Yeah.
And we apply that so much. And so with like the figures, if I go a certain period where I'm not taking photos of it anymore, then it's out. And
it's got to go to make new. Yes,
I remember a few years ago, there was a black series of Jedi Knight Luke.
Yeah.
Pretty pricey figure at the time. And I remember it took me a while to hunt this down, but then a better version was released. And so I bought the better version and I immediately sold the other version. And our friend, the toy store owner, he was like, dude, I can't believe you sold that. Like you were like all the time asking me about that. And I finally got one in. I was like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
He's like, but it was worth so much more than the one you just bought. I was like, but the new one looks better. It literally did. Like there are a couple that has sentimental value and I won't get rid of. Yeah. But 90% of this stuff, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
But because you asked, I think, maybe I'm skipping ahead. I think somebody else asked, I'll just do it now anyway, before I forget. But asked about our favorite, no, I will wait because I do know it's in another question. Okay. Never mind. To show some of the photos. I do have some photos queued up, but it is in another question.
Okay.
But yes, thank you for the question, Gabby Butt Books. Gonna do a couple more.
I like this comment right here. We'll first look at Daybreaker's comment right
here
there.
For the BDTS.
And then now look at right there, the most recent comment. There you go.
When does the wiki go live?
That'd be crazy. Someone's just archiving all this.
So since this episode is a little bit more about the behind the scenes here, Seth sometimes like we'll be drafting up in one of the intros and he'll be like, but listen, for the lore though, what if I did this? It's like the dumbest little thing that no one would notice.
But if you go back and watch
it, you could pick it up.
There's a lot of like little like there's stupid things that I do or say.
One of these days, there's going to be like
someone's going to go and
Matt Pat was still out there, you know, and didn't retire. Like he could go back and be like, "Now here's the first time
that this happened." Yeah, like, and I'm just stupid like that. That I just like
he's even got me doing it sometimes. Like we'll be drafted up, and I'm like, "Now wait a minute, you got to do this because remember in that one episode you did it like that before."
Yeah,
like
yeah. No, I'm crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Okay, next question. From Chris Johanovic. Where do you guys see Star Wars in 10 years? Same question for your podcast. Thanks for all you do. May the force be with you. Well, thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
Chris is a frequent live chatter. Another name I see quite a bit in here. So thank you for always being in here, Chris. Where do you see Star Wars in 10 years? That's a great question.
Hopefully more movies. Hopefully more movies than canceled projects.
I see it actually maybe starting to dwindle.
Take a little break.
That's where I'd like to see it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it sort of simmer.
Yeah.
Because you need that. I think there was something special about all the breaks we got.
No, I got you, because it builds all up that anticipation and stuff.
It builds up the hype.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as us and our podcast, man, are we going to be here in 10 years? Hope so. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the hope.
Yeah.
As long as you guys like us and as long as you guys are being entertained, I want to do this.
Things that our mindset is that we always want to keep improving. We want to always keep improving the show, keep improving the quality, keep improving like what we're doing. So, and
then the mission, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as long as we can keep doing the mission,
keep just, fostering a community. That's exactly. That's what we set out to do.
Yes.
So where I'd like to see us, like very practically, I'd like to see, we have a very specific idea for a set.
Yes.
I don't want to give that away.
No,
but
the set is built. That's what I want.
Yes.
That's when we know, that's when you guys will know we made it.
That was kind of a day one goal.
Yeah.
That was when we set out to do this. Is like, man, one day this will be what we do.
Oh, Django's got a good question with what we're talking about. He just said, what is the mission statement?
Mission statement.
I mean, we want to be candles in the dark.
Yeah. There's a quote from a book, right? I think it's from the Revenge of the Sith novelization. And it talks about Yoda when he
fights against Palpatine.
When he fights against Palpatine, and he says that he's a candle in the void.
Yeah.
And it's always resonated with us because sometimes the Star Wars fandom can be a very dark place.
And YouTube as a whole is a void.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just YouTube, it's like culturally, culturally it sometimes can get very, very dark and it's so toxic. Everybody's always at each other's throats and it's always this and that. And it's so frustrating. And so in whatever small way we can, we'd always hope to be just a little a small candle in the void.
Yeah.
So I guess if we had a mission statement, that would be it, is that we could do that. That, this channel's not for drama. We don't keep up with news. That's not what we do here.
Yeah.
We're just a place where you can escape, you can hang out, you can talk about Star Wars, or if we're talking about Lord of the Rings, we're going to talk about Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
But,
cause there's always plenty to talk about beyond the DuneSea.
Yeah. But whenever you're ever tired of the void, you can just hopefully look and find the candle.
Yeah.
And that's like I said, whatever small way we can accomplish that, that's hopefully the idea. And
keep finding new ways to do that.
To pass that on and to light other candles.
Exactly.
And we are not the only candles in the world.
Oh no. And it's true that I was going to say that there are other candles out there.
There's, guys like Mortis, guys like Tony, guys like Will.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting a million other people right now, but Cantina was just in here.
Yes. Jeremy Bloor.
Yes. Star Wars nerd. Another guy, super fun.
Yes. Really go watch our villains tier list. There's lots of good creators. Yes.
Just because all the collabs there, like Ashton Sherritt.
Yes.
All the candles, and eventually, when there's so many candles in the void's not there anymore.
Exactly. That's really it. Is that like what? I was gonna say that if enough candles get together, then it's just like you like get back void. It's too bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the mission statement.
Yeah.
And that was kind of fun. It's interesting to look back day one of starting the show, because we said, I don't think we used that exact language, but we said that was kind of a goal, and it was something that we weren't sure how much we'd be able to achieve.
We could do,
but just, I've said it before, but the Acolyte was, I think, one of our proudest moments was just seeing you guys in the chat.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. Just everybody was so nice with each other in our chats every week.
Yes.
And
which
there
was nice.
Tons of disagreements.
Yeah.
Tons.
And
that's great.
Yes. No, it would be dumb if we all liked the same stuff.
Yeah, it'd be super boring.
Yes, exactly.
Because we weren't the biggest fans, but we had plenty of people in our chats who were.
Exactly.
And that was so fun. Appreciate you guys.
Yes.
We see you. Quick rapid fire. There are more of us. Yes.
Yes.
Quick from Tyler Grubbs. Are you guys Marvel fans? Sometimes. When Marvel is good.
Well, I was going to here you go. Really liked Phase 1. Looking back on it.
I liked Up Until Endgame really well. Like that as a package.
Yeah.
And as a cinematic experiment.
Yeah. Wild.
Really cool.
Yeah. And then comics wise, I really like Spider-Man.
It just as I almost separate Spider-Man from Marvel. I know he is Marvel, but
he's not in that one thing. Did you see for 80, it was 80 years, Marvel did 80 moments in the MCU. No Spider-Man movies in there. I'm like, that is crazy that they have that much a hold on him. It's fine.
Crazy.
It's fine.
All right. Next question from YouTube. Dude of the Fates. If you had full control over a Star Wars show or movie, what would it be about? So answer that question first. That's an interesting question. I know you have an idea for this. You've had forever.
Oh yeah. I would want to do I got two different things. I would do my scary movie. I would do a horror movie on Endor with Ewoks and all that. I've just got this moment in my mind where an Imperial officer and a trooper just yelling at each other in the woods going where is the Death Star? It was right there. And it's I don't know why I can't get that out of my head. The fact that they don't know about the Ewoks or something like that. Yeah. And they're being hunted. So something like that, but that's really scary and dark. And I don't know if I would really, that can't be my only thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I don't know that comes to my mind. I've got lots of
little things. And
I want to do also something kind of like the Visions episode, the Ronin. Mm-hmm. I would love to do something where it's black and white, but then the sabers are colored.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Which I did see. I'm sorry, we didn't pull it up. Some people did ask about Visions. I've only seen season 1. Mm-hmm. I've not seen season 2.
Gotcha.
But I really love, my favorite episode was the Ronin.
Yeah, the Ronin's great.
To answer that question.
Yeah.
Mine would be, I'm a big fan of noir.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do an old school noir. Maybe it would either be set on Coruscant or it'd be set on...
Or Mantell.
That planet, or I don't even know if it was a planet, that ring.
It's Halo, Konnor.
Yeah, that looked like it was that literally looked like that from the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
Mando episode.
Yeah.
But I want old school effects.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want. I want, you almost could see the wires of ships.
Yeah,
I would want it to be hyper stylized. It would not be for everybody.
Yeah,
I would want it to be super old school.
Yeah,
you could see matte paintings.
Yeah.
Using not just background matte paintings, but foreground matte paintings.
Yeah.
Shooting through glass.
If you and I ever shot a noir, what would you want your character to be like?
That guy, I've thought about this because if we do a short film, I think this is what I want to do.
Not a Star Wars, it doesn't have to be a Star Wars noir, but if we did a noir.
Oh. Yeah. Dude, I have noir scripts. I've made a noir film.
But what would your character be like?
This is hard because I've played a noir character.
Okay, all right, okay, because I got one.
I played a detective.
Yeah.
Who sort of prodigy detective, but starts to burn out quick.
Gotcha.
So this is what I used to do when I made films back in college. I would always try to reason why we had so many young people in there.
Oh, okay.
Because that used to always bother me when I watch my peers' films. And I'd be like, okay, everybody's the same age. Why is that? So I tried in my films to there be a reason for it.
Yeah.
So I played a guy who was a really good detective, but his story was he was a protege detective, but he burned out quick. So he was in his, at the time, mid-20s.
Yeah.
But it was because he was real good early 20s, but it starts to go by the burn and starts to find his way.
I gotcha.
That would be, while I don't like to be in front of the camera acting wise.
Yeah.
As much anymore, I've always really enjoyed that role that I played.
Okay.
His name was Tommy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
That's I think about that sometimes. I had some fun. One of my favorite scenes was lighting up a cigar in the middle of the alleyway. Mm-hmm. And after beating this criminal to a pulp and turning around, and there's this new cop, and he's it's a buddy cop film kind of.
Yeah.
And he's his revolver's shaking. And he's like, is that you, Tommy, or something like that? And I'm like, I'm not even going to say the line. I remember the line, but I'm not going to say it. It was great, though. It looked awesome.
Gotcha. That's all that matters. I gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
How about you? I mean, why'd you ask that question?
Oh, just because like I would do a masked wrestler.
Ooh.
And like he's like Daredevil. So like, and then like he puts on a different mask at night and he fights crime. Okay. Yeah. And I think Tommy needs to team up with him. But anyway,
I have a script I've been messing with for years.
Yeah.
I don't remember. There's a name for the character, and that's the name of the film. Mm-hmm. But he wears a traditional noir get up, like suit, trench coat, but he wears a mask, but it's straight silver. Okay. And it just curves down like this.
Okay.
And
so he looks kind of like Cobra Commander or something like that.
Kind of, but it's almost like glass.
Yeah.
Like you just look right back in. Mm-hmm. It's kind of an experimental thing. I've never been able to really nail down the story.
Okay.
I could get into it, but
anyway,
I don't want to bore the audience.
Okay.
If you had full control over a character currently in Star Wars from this moment on, who and what would you do with that character? I'd be terrified to tackle anybody.
Yeah, that I mean, with the whole, that would be really scary to, I wouldn't mind telling like a one-off with some random Jedi, because I feel like I couldn't hurt the canon that much, if that makes sense. If people didn't like it, I couldn't change that. Like, I wouldn't mind doing like a Kit Fisto story, or a trying to think of somebody else who's not like too influential to the story. I mean, doing an Anakin and Obi-Wan story would be really cool, but yeah, I probably would go like one of the bounty hunters.
Okay.
Because you couldn't hurt much with that. Like if you told a story about Bosk or IG-8
gotcha.
Or Zuckuss or Forlum, not Dengar. Get him out of here. Yeah.
Unironically, Jackson the Rabbit, just because of what you said. Like, you can't mess him up.
No, you can't.
So,
yeah. All
right. Answering this question from the chat from David Furtado. Are you guys planning on watching the Penguin series? Yes, eventually. I love the Batman.
Yeah.
Matt Reeves' the Batman. Flick. It's terrific.
Yeah.
So eventually.
Yes.
Definitely.
Hopefully our Pat shows up in the Penguin show. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who?
Robert Pattinson, Batman. I called him.
I thought you said Rat Pack.
No, I said our Pats.
Gotcha. Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. Mm-hmm. From Daybreaker here. We all love the skits, and these ideas sound incredibly fun. Would you guys ever consider a TTRPG gameplay video?
I don't know. Would you ever want to play? I own all of the Wizards of the Coast Star Wars campaign books.
I would consider it. I was invited very kindly onto a Star Wars Time Show when they started their Star Wars D&D. Mm-hmm. But I was too busy at the time and I couldn't be a part of the campaign.
I gotcha.
I've tried to do D&D. I respect it as a game and as an art. I find the role playing difficult.
Gotcha.
I might be able to do Star Wars maybe because I know it better.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
I'd give it a shot. I mean, I'll try anything that yeah.
Real quick.
What you doing? Oh, we're just going to talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
While we're talking about Daybreaker here, I know Daybreaker told me it was not necessary to talk about this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, sorry. The chat's kind of like there. He emailed me about this, and we're talking about all this stuff, right? And this is something he worked on, and I think it is so cool.
I agree. This is super neat.
This is so cool.
Yes. And guys, this is also like if you guys are working on cool stuff, you should let us know.
So I'm wanting to bring it up for two reasons. One, because it's awesome.
Yes.
And you guys should definitely go check it out.
Yes.
In fact, here. Boom. So you guys should absolutely go check it out.
Yes.
But number two, we do the fan questions every week. And as something we would like to do going forward with the fan questions, if you guys out there, you guys listening, if you guys do stuff that you guys are proud of, that like you guys are, whether it's art, whether it's like
music,
anything.
Yeah. Anything you're proud of.
And you
Yeah.
want us to talk about it or you want us to share it?
Yeah.
Send us
share
a
it with
DM
us
on Instagram. Send us an email, BeyondtheDuneSea show@gmail.com. Because we want to, that's part of talking about our mission statement earlier. That's part of what we want to do with this show is we want to continue to highlight stuff that you guys do and stuff that, because the show doesn't exist without you guys. And we want to amplify your guys' voices just like you guys amplify ours. I think this is legitimately awesome. Like this is a labor of love, clearly.
Yes.
I have worked on D&D type Kickstarters before.
Yeah.
And I have never, this is better than any of the ones I've ever worked on. I'll be completely honest. This is so well thought out. This is incredible.
I'm hoping that we get to be a stretch goal.
Yeah. Oh, hush. No, they teamed up with, who did they team up with again? Because I'd heard about them before. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Boyle Hobby Time. Incredible diorama maker. Incredible. But yeah, please check this out. If you're into D&D, if you're into role-playing games, tabletop games, check it out. It's absolutely, I mean, just look.
The minis are awesome.
The minis are incredible. Look
this
at this
artwork is cool.
The graphic design is incredible.
Yeah.
Like the way this is structured.
Yeah.
Is amazing.
Yeah.
I spent so much time the other day
just reading through all of it.
When
these little models are really cool. Is this?
Yeah. The dioramas. This is, I believe, made by Boyle Hobby Time. Also a great YouTube channel. You guys should check it out because I'm really into diorama making as well. I'm more into that stuff like the miniatures and whatnot. I'm not so much into the game, if I'm completely honest with you. Although this intrigued me. I sent this to my buddies who play D&D and they all thought it looked cool too, just to get their take. But anyway, check out those die. Yeah, I'd mess you about that. The bullet dice. The bullet dice are incredible.
Yeah, the bullets. That's fun.
I know you guys can't see that I'm pointing to this. I don't know why I'm using my finger to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, please go check that out.
Yes.
It's once again, it is, don't want to get the name wrong, Wild Imaginary West RPG on Kickstarter. Just go check it out. Support a fellow member of the Homies at Home.
A fellow Dooner.
A fellow Dooner. But also, just once again, want to highlight that if you guys have stuff out there that you guys are doing, that you guys are like artwork or like just stuff that you think is cool, stuff that you're working on,
stuff you're proud of,
share it with us. And
please.
Like, I don't want to promise that we're going to share it all because we can only do so much every week, but we definitely want to start sharing, and because we love doing the fan questions because it's an opportunity to hear from you guys every week.
Yeah.
But this is an opportunity to showcase more and more of what you guys do. So
exactly.
If you do artwork, you do music, you make awesome tabletop games, any of that stuff, please shoot us a DM, shoot us an email, and we'd love to include you in the fan question segments coming up on the show. Yeah. But thank you so much, Daybreaker, for sharing that with us. That was really, really cool.
It's wild.
I think I'm going to trip the fan question graphic again. Hold on. No, I got it. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, well, right back at you, Daybreaker. You've inspired us.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that's cool.
Okay. Keep it on. Oh, I think I skipped one, Katie. Hold on. I'll get back to your question in just a second. From Marcus.Katie. I'd love to hear some of your favorite James Earl Jones memories. R.I.P. I kind of covered mine at the top of the show, so I won't retread, but how about you?
I just really like that line. I like your lack of faith disturbing. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I like him in The Sandlot. I really, I'm not a huge fan of The Lion King, but he's really good in The Lion King.
Really?
If that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, everybody's going to have bad opinions. I get it. I don't like anime. You don't like The Lion King.
There you go. I was going to say, I mean, I think it's because my brother loved The Lion King.
I did not realize that. There you go. Okay. And into katiesaurus.rex. This question: if you had to keep major story beats, how would you tell the sequel trilogy? This is a loaded question.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait for my what if. because I reworked a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I've written all this out, which I don't really want to spoil it now. But again, the major one would be the fact that with Snoke dying, that's when Palpatine then like shows himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think TLJ should end with the Fortnite thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortnite's the key.
Yeah. It's tough because I've always really liked The Force Awakens, but my mind has sort of been soured on that movie as time has gone on. I still like it as a movie.
I think in a bubble, it works really well.
I think that it makes a few fundamental mistakes that sort of poison the well that is the rest of the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
And I don't say that in like a toxic way per se. It's like, it's hard to build off that foundation.
Oh, that, and then when a lot of your, I mean, not to dog on him too much, but like JJ's big thing is the mystery.
The mystery box. Yeah.
And then the whole thing is like when your mystery is more interesting than the actual answer.
Yeah.
I think it's like, okay, why are you putting so much faith in your mystery?
I think my main thing is that Force Awakens starts by resetting the status quo to almost exactly how it is in A New Hope.
Yeah.
It's not that it's the same movie as A New Hope.
No.
Put that aside. It's that the status quo is almost the same. You have evil empire versus rebellion. Han Solo's a smuggler again. Princess Leia's a scrappy resistant, like rebellion leader.
Mm-hmm.
It resets it all. And I'm like,
yeah.
Again, the movie's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun because A New Hope is fun.
And well, I was going to say too, that cast is fun.
Yeah. And that cast is incredible.
It's awesome. Yeah.
So it's difficult to keep the story beats the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's tough. I wouldn't have Han Solo be a smuggler. I'd have him. I get what, I don't know. This is so hard.
I'd cut out the Rathtars. I think that's the worst part of that movie.
Yeah, it is definitely the worst part of that movie.
Yeah.
Like Han Solo should definitely still be a hero.
Yeah. Not a bum.
He should not. I get why he and Leia would be having issues because of their son.
Yeah.
It's weird because Indiana Jones has the same story.
Yeah.
In Dial of Destiny. The same story.
Yeah.
I would definitely not have the Resistance be the Resistance. I'd just have it be the New Republic. It's weird that it's the Resistance. Like, I don't get that. Make it the New Republic and make the First Order a scary, like, insurgency.
Yeah. I think part of it, too, is like the action figure thing. They probably had to create new things to make sure that nothing tied back to other stuff, or they may have to pay money for...
you mean like to some of the...
Like the licensing and stuff like that.
Oh, to some of the EU stuff? I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, how much is... Oh, no.
I knew that was going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me fix it. Or we can just leave Seth in the dark. Dark side. You can keep going. I'll fix the light.
Okay. I just was wondering if that really had any... if there was anything to that. That maybe they just didn't have the rights to it. Now I'm back. I'm in the light.
Yeah, we've been having some power management issues here out on the BDTS headquarters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll
get to that. Question. At some point we'll do that.
We'll do the sequel trilogy. I'm excited. I'm actually excited about it.
Oh yeah. It'll be fun.
I just haven't found a way to do it without being mad the whole time.
I gotcha.
Well, no, that's not true. Without not being mad the whole time during TLJ.
Gotcha.
I'd have a lot of fun during TFA.
Yeah.
And a lot of fun during Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. It'll be the second time you've seen that movie.
Yeah, I know. There's a really fun fact, guys. I don't know if you guys knew this. I've only seen that movie once for as many jokes as we've made on this show. Yeah, Katie says, Tross has such interesting elements, but as an overall movie, it's a mess. So I think the stories could work better if done better. Yeah, I agree. It's like, it needs to have, it needed more time. Tross needed more time.
Yeah.
May have been air fried, but not long enough.
I was about to say, maybe needed to leave the rolls in the oven a little longer. Aaron
isn't qualified. Could we get a top 5 favorite characters list from your wives? Well, we did ask them.
Yes, we did. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, give me a second. We do have an honorable mention.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay. Honorable mention. Oh, what's happening?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Okay. Honorable mention. Robot Chicken Boba Fett.
Okay.
Okay. So, my wife's top 5. We'll start with 5. 5, Jaina Solo. Number 4, Padme Amidala. Number 3, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Number 2, Clone Captain Rex. And then number 1, ARC Trooper 5s.
Keep them going for a minute. I gotta fix something.
Yeah. So her and I fought a long time about this. Because I was like, how many clones are going to be on your list? Because she was like, oh my gosh, what about the Bad Batch? And I'm like, you can have an honorable mention. No one's going to get mad at that. And she's like, no, I'm not like you. I'm better than you. And so I was like, oh, okay. And so I think it's funny that still 2 clones made it onto her list out of the 5. And I think it's cool that she had an EU character. She has the Sword of the Jedi, Jaina Solo, on her list.
I noticed that.
Yes.
She has a cool Black Series figure, I think.
Yes, she has a very cool Black Series figure. So, and then her honorable mention as well, Robot Chicken Palpatine almost made it on the list as well.
Okay.
So,
fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, from my wife. Hers, she's a straight arrow here. Obi-Wan, number 1.
Oh.
Anakin, Vader, Luke, Mando, Ahsoka.
Okay.
And she said, because I was like, really, Obi-Wan's your number 1? She's like, yeah. She's like, that was the first lightsaber I got as a kid, which I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
She said she's always really liked Obi-Wan. But there you go. There you go.
There we go. We got an answer to that too, right there.
This one?
Well, okay, one up above that. There you go.
Thank you for accommodating the request.
Yes.
You are welcome.
Yes.
You are welcome.
Yes. Gotcha.
Tell them thank you. Oh, Greg Foskett, what's your favorite episode or reel you guys have made since starting the channel? Ooh.
Favorite episode, the Heroes tier list.
Villains tier list.
Or Villains tier list. That's the that's the best episode.
That might be mine too, yeah.
The coolest thing that toy commercial is legit.
Oh, dude, that one, that might be my favorite intro we've done.
It's pretty sick. I also really like, even though it features me kind of heavily, is the,
that's why you like it.
Me running through the woods. You're in it too.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Bad Batch?
Yeah, where I'm running through the woods and everything, that intro. Like it's probably the coolest I've ever looked. So that's fun. And it's got Bernie the Battle Droid in it too. So that's fun too.
The toy commercial was really fun.
Yeah.
I love that because we did not have a plan. I was stressed out about that.
Yeah.
We came in, I think
that was kind of one of my moments where I was like, let's just do it. Let's just make something. Yeah. Like, it's okay. We'll just feel it out as we go.
Yeah.
And we did feel it out.
I had, I usually come in with not really a sort of a storyboard, but I have a very specific idea of how it's going to go when we shoot those intros, because if we're typically the VFX heavy ones, so we need to know exactly what we're doing.
Because the green screen needs to be a certain way, the lighting needs to be a certain way. Because if it's not, it's not gonna. Because we've had disasters before.
Yes, like that one where, man, here we go again. The alarm's going off.
I guess so.
I gotta fix this one.
What are we gonna do?
What do we do?
You guys sit in the dark for a while?
Yeah, I'll just sit in the dark for a minute.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry, guys.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit in the dark for a minute. We've been having, there's been some behind the scenes tomfoolery.
I was about to say,
probably when we crashed the Falcon.
I was about to say, behind the DuneSea is wild today.
Dude, yeah, it was like 5 minutes before we started rolling. There was like, okay, we're just hopefully there's no issues, but lo and behold. So I'll be dark for a minute. We'll just pretend I'm telling you a scary story, I guess. So the toy commercial, we just kind of did that, and it was perfect. I loved that. That was so much fun. Episode, Villains tier list. I also think about that one where we were Force Ghosts the entire episode sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I think the setup for that was so funny, where we were just, we get blown up. And then we turned to the camera and was like, this has happened the whole time, guys.
Yeah.
And it just kept going. I thought that was so funny.
The episode where we're in the ships is really cool too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of our proudest episodes, I think.
Yeah. It's cool.
The live episode where we were in space the whole time. That was really cool.
Yes. And then the finale to Bad Batch is a lot of fun as well.
Yes. Where we were and on Tantus. The whole episode. Dude, that was cool.
Yeah.
Metroplex for Seth. Do you think John Cena will pass the torch for Cody Rhodes? And if so, why or why not?
Oh, goodness. Oh, what a weighted question. You know, I don't know how John Cena's like this farewell tour that they've kind of got planned is going to go. I could see him passing it. I'm not sure if he's going to pass it to Cody though. Even though like I'm a Cody guy, I don't want you to think that I'm not. But I just, I'm going to have to think about that for a little while. And I'm going to have to get back to you, Metroplex Asylum. Some of the people that I want to see John Cena fight before he goes is like, I want to see him fight AJ Styles one more time. I want to see him get bodied by Gunther. I want to see him lose a lot, unfortunately. I think he's got to fight Roman one more time. I mean, there's just, I don't know. There's only a year left to do it. John Cena basically said that, you know that guy, right? You know that. You don't know. He's in Fortnite.
Fortnite.
He's the Fortnite guy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Anyway, he's got one more year basically left to wrestle. He's like, I'm done. And that's it. And I think he's actually smart. I don't think he's going to be like an 80s wrestler where he's going to be coming back a bunch of times. Like, this is it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Next up, Repic_tan. What are your favorite opening skits you guys have done?
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Well, yeah.
Other than the toy commercial.
Toy commercial's sick. I really like that one too when we're in the Tantive hallway.
Which one?
The
Cerveza Crystal one?
The one where Vader's there for Rogue One. Like, that's pretty funny.
That one's really good.
Yes.
I love that one.
Yeah. I really like to when Admiral Enigma shows up for the first time. They're like,
dude, that's one of my favorite ones that we've done in terms of production.
Yeah.
I thought that one looked really good.
Yeah, that one's fun. I also, as stupid as it is, I like the action figure one too, where I'm just doing all the voices for everybody, and then Rex is sitting in the chair, and he looks awesome, like just sitting in the studio.
Yeah. I'm really proud of the stuff we did for Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was like super niche. And it was really experimental, and we probably won't do it again.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud of that.
Yeah.
We, for an entire season, told a congruent story through our intros.
Stuff. Yeah.
And maybe it didn't always hit. Maybe we weren't, every week wasn't on the same caliber, but man.
Yeah.
I thought that those are really, really cool.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of those. And I'm really proud that we stuck it to the end.
Yeah. We didn't just quit during the middle of it.
Gabby in the chat says, what are you guys watching these days? Any show binges or movies you're excited about? He's coming out right now. Anything coming out?
Well, Beetlejuice just came out. Yeah. My wife would, I know you don't want to watch it. My wife really wants to see that. So, I'm trying to think of anything that I'm watching on TV. We started this show, called, it's something about Kevin, and it's wild. Where so it's this woman and she's in a sitcom and it's all happy and hunky-dory, like there's a laugh track when her husband's around, but then as soon as he leaves the room, it's all dark and scary, like it's like the real world.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. It's a sitcom and then it's a drama, right?
Yeah, like that's been really wild. I've been kind of like vicariously watching that, like my wife's watching it, and I just kind of like walk through the room and I stop and I watch part of it and stuff like that, where I'm just like, this is wild. Like, this is super crazy. Like, I love the concept that just, again, the whole like how even like the set lights up, like it looks like it's like shot on a sound stage and then like it goes back
clips.
to it's really well done. Yeah,
I'm not really watching anything. I don't watch a ton of stuff when we're not like, I watch the current Star Wars stuff and I'll watch stuff like that, but I don't watch a ton of movies or TV shows otherwise. So I'm kind of watching the Hobbit movies right now again.
Wrestling. I mean, that just with the whole, like, cause I mean, I like to keep up to date on what's going on with that. I I mean, that's, 2 times a week.
There you go.
Yeah.
What do you think of McKellen's statement on being in the hunt for Gollum? So Ian McKellen said that he's
might be willing to do it.
Yeah, might be willing, but they better hurry up, is what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like cautiously optimistic about it. About those movies. I have a lot of fondness for Andy Serkis and that team.
Yes,
I think that they can do it.
Oh yeah,
I think that Viggo actually could. If you look at behind the scenes stuff from Viggo during Fellowship, I think he looks almost the same as now. I don't think he's aged much.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm worried about that.
Put on a wig and some stubble. I don't think he's aged that much.
I gotcha.
Now, Ian, obviously he's aged a lot.
Yeah, but like Gandalf's old. So, yeah. And they could even make him up because he wears a prosthetic nose when he's Gandalf and stuff. So
yeah. So, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see where that goes.
Be legit.
From Tyler, out of the new Star Wars characters we have gotten, what new characters do you like or want more of versus not like? So the ones I like Mando.
Kylo Ren.
Love Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Ben Solo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mando is cool. Babu Frick. I mean, come on. That you've been in the dark for a while. Can we fix it or no?
I'll turn it back on in a minute.
Okay, all right. I just feel bad.
Creates an ambience.
It does. You're so scary over there. Yeah. So tell me, what do you think? That I'm trying to think, and then people who I'm trying to think of who else that I need more of. I mean, I'll take more Inferno Squadron. That's Iden Versio and her crew that's in Battlefront too. Like, I like that. Yeah.
Not like, we don't need to mention who we don't like.
Well, I'm just trying to think of someone new that, I think the Rathtars are dumb. Yeah. I think is it a Bulgogi?
Borgullet.
Borgullet. That's what it's called?
Yes.
Borgullet. It's even worse. Like
I could talk about story beats on all day, but
no, I'm talking about creature design.
Yeah.
I hate those things.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
There's a lot of not a lot. There are some new characters I really don't like, but I don't know. I don't find it. Most of them aren't really in Star Wars anymore anyway. Like there's not really any new characters currently that I don't like that are getting new stories.
Yeah.
So, okay, we got to keep going on some of these pre-submitted ones. From Michael. Does Disney have the rights to use James Earl Jones's voice? R.I.P. Yes. They do, as far as I know.
Wild.
They use him with that re-speecher technology, which I think with Vader is really the only correct use of it.
Oh, yes.
Because he already sounds a little robotic.
Yeah.
Pinion. Who would win in a fight?
Oh,
Superman Prime, fully solar, or...
Gosh darn it.
I figured this is for you.
Dang it. What is this? Or a shark in a tree. I mean, it's a fully powered Superboy Prime or Superman Prime. I mean, yes. I went to high school with him, and he likes to just sneak stuff in here.
I knew this one was for you. That's why I put it on there. See, Aaron says depends on the type of tree.
I guess that's true.
Is this the same guy?
No,
okay.
No.
So I know you knew him as well.
Yes. Well, I married him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they are not the same person. I would have to venture a guess. I mean, depending on the tree, I guess. But I was going to say that
the kryptonite tree.
The kryptonite tree, maybe. But yes, like Superman, a fully solar powered Superman Prime. He's got this.
Real quick, because I see this conversation happening. I knew Ian McKellen had a breakdown filming The Hobbit. I watched a thing about this.
Mm-hmm.
That's overblown, I guess, that this happened.
Yeah.
It happened in like the first couple days of filming, and then they got over it. He got over it, and then Peter Jackson and the crew did a whole really nice thing for Ian, where they decorated his whole trailer and Gandalf stuff, and they celebrated Gandalf Day.
Yeah.
And it was fine after that. Okay. So like this story gets passed around a lot, and I always knew it too.
Yeah.
He broke down for a little bit there that first couple days, but then
I mean, it's got green screen's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, we do it a lot, and it's like, this is odd.
I don't think it was so much the green screen as he didn't get to act with anybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Green screen acting, that you're not playing off anybody.
Darth Christensen, what is your favorite Vader line of all time?
Oh, I find your lack of faith disturbing.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi yet.
I really do like how he says, sister, so you have a twin sister.
His inflection does not get enough credit. And you know what? Hayden Christensen doesn't get enough credit for copying James's inflection.
I know, and I wish that someone would have realized that during the middle of it, because his voice pattern is very similar to it, and I wish that, like, I don't know, like, does he need to sound like that as a person? I always just assume that the voice pattern comes out like that because
he doesn't sound like that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, where you can hear it the most is in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
You lack conviction.
Yeah.
God, you can hear James Earl Jones saying that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just found out about it due to Cosmonaut Variety Hour. I love Cosmonaut. He has the worst takes of all time sometimes, but man, is he entertaining. I love that. From Owen_Anderson. Did I skip one? Oh, from Brandon _Irod. Favorite James Earl Jones line. So it's kind of a repeat question.
Yeah, that's it.
But speak your name.
Yes.
Owen_Anderson _4. What made you guys want to start and what keeps you going? Bit of a deeper question. Let me turn this light back on.
Oh my goodness. I mean, do you want to answer it? Do you want, you gotta change okay. I'm sorry. Just trying to help. What do I,
hopefully it stays on for a bit longer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, I can let you tackle this.
You know me? Okay.
Yeah.
So the story goes,
the legend.
More of the. So you guys are getting a lot of the Beyond the Dune Sea lore today.
Yeah.
So Seth and I both have filmmaking backgrounds. We both made films, done things like that.
Yeah.
And we both have tried to do stuff like this. I just saw this. Are you guys UFC fans? I thought that said KFC fans. And I was about to be like, not really, a little bit.
I was going to be, ever since the potato wedges, I haven't been back. Since they got rid of the potato wedges.
I'm more of a Chick-fil-A guy, personally. I went to Popeyes today, I'll be honest with you. Like, it's not bad. Cane's is my go-to. But I just out of the corner of my eye, I saw that.
No, it's too real. I like the theatrics of WWE.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Thank you, KDO. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Okay.
Anyway.
So,
yeah.
I am not a UFC fan, by the way, just to answer that question.
Yeah, and I was going to say it's too real. I don't like watching people actually get beat up. I know that you're like, what about wrestling, Seth? No, it's theatrics. It's more like a dance.
Everybody knows wrestling.
It's modern storytelling. But if they can convince me it's real, oh my gosh. And sometimes they do. They actually convince me that they hate each other. We'll have a whole talk. Maybe I just need to start like a short, like a sub thing where I just talk about this.
You can use all this.
And we could just talk about it. Not you, but I mean, I guess I could just talk about wrestling. Have Seth's wrestling corner. I don't know. A squared circle, if you will.
There you go.
Yes. That's the ring. It's a squared. So anyway, we decided to start. We had a filmmaking background.
Yeah.
Yeah. It turns out we both made Batman films.
That's true.
Like 8 years apart.
And in the same locations. That's part of the reason why we became friends, is because we realized that we filmed in the same places. And we were like, this is wild.
Yeah.
They were just a few years apart.
Yes.
And it was so odd.
And again, similar subjects.
A little more comedic than mine.
Yes.
I was a little more serious and dramatic with my stuff.
Yeah.
And
mine was a love letter to Batman, but in doing so, it was also kind of a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was, I don't want to give too much away because then you guys might look it up. So
yeah, it's fine.
But we're both very passionate about that kind of stuff, about making stuff.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to continue making stuff, but I was just dragging my feet. I was like, I kind of thought it was done to hang up the towel, hang up the camera. I was doing my toy photography, and that was my way to scratch my creative itch, because I'm a creative person. I have to be creating things.
Yeah.
It's innate in me. I have to be doing it at all times. And so when I found toy photography, it was a way that I got to do that. I got to create sets. I got to light. I got to basically create little mini movies in a way every day. And so my cup never had to overflow, if that makes sense. You know, like I always got to
scratch that itch,
scratch the itch, get it out of the way. And so because making films is hard, and it takes a lot of coordination. It takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you too.
Yeah.
And I had some great experiences. I also had some really not so great experiences while making films. One of these days, I'll have to tell you about all the times that the police got called on us, because it was not. Whether it became a joke that it was not filming for us unless the cops showed up.
Yeah. I've had that happen too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just, and by the way, never because we were doing anything wrong. It's just because people don't like seeing you out there with a camera.
Yep.
Member perks, access to movies you guys have previously made.
Oh, girl. Boy, howdy.
There's a couple I'm still pretty proud of that I wouldn't mind sharing.
Yeah.
One day, maybe
one day we'll share something.
Yeah, we'll talk about something.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because I have some from like more recently in my filmography, if you will. Like I made a film about brain cancer awareness that I'm pretty proud of. I made a documentary about my grandpa has a truck that's 100 years old. It's a Model T. It was a candy truck in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I have a few.
Yeah.
But then I also made a lot of dumb stuff.
Most of mine's dumb. I'm sorry.
Yours has a lot of heart though.
It does. And it's all guerrilla filmmaking. Like it's insane. Like where it's like, dude, we did this by this. Like I would, if only we could do a thing where it's like, we could watch along and explain like things and stuff like that. Like this is kind of how.
Do you guys want that?
I don't know. I'm just saying that like, I would feel more comfortable with it that way where it's like, this is how that's neat and stuff like that.
Maybe we do that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Do people want that? Maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do a members only live stream and do that just because I don't know that I want that public.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like,
not because, I mean, it's just because it's embarrassing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe
I'm not that person anymore. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
We're out beyond the DuneSea now. Yeah. Anyway,
it's mostly just the cringe. I think that's what you guys have to understand. It's the cringe. That we don't know that we can get through. Yeah. But there are some things I'm still super proud of from some of that old stuff. Yeah. Also, some of my old things used a lot of copyrighted material, so I think it'd have to be member.
Oh, I gotcha.
Member block.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
Or we'd get DMCA'd or something.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we started because of Seth kept pushing me because I thought I was done. And he was like, we got to do something. We got to do something. We got to do something. So then we made a short film that I still have not edited, even though it's been over a year.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll edit it.
It's called Tic Tac KO.
It's called Tic Tac KO.
Yeah.
It's sort of anime inspired, funny enough.
Yeah.
My friend Hunter was also in it. My friend Sam helped us film it. It's really fun. You still have that bruise?
Yeah. And is it still? Yeah.
That's incredible.
Here, can you move the question for a second? Can you? Oh, it's right here. This mark is from that movie because I got drug across the floor. I also, do you remember when he kicked me in the mouth?
Hunter kicked Seth in the mouth.
Yeah, and then I sit up and I go, "Did you get the shot?" And then blood just started coming out of my mouth.
So we did that last summer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We did that last summer.
Yeah,
and that was sort of the start of everything because we were like, I realized that Seth was ride or die, and I was like, okay, seriously. I mean that means something because I've worked with a lot of people who are not ride or die. I've also worked with a lot of people who are because I'm very fortunate to have a lot of friends who are ride or die friends, but you kind of need somebody like that to do stuff like this with. And so I realized that Seth was going to do what he said he was going to do. And he was a man of integrity because we'd been friends and talked, but we'd never worked on something together. And if I was going to work on a project like this, something about me is I dive head first. Yeah. And I wasn't going to do it if I didn't know that I had somebody to rely on. And so I realized after that project, like, oh, Seth is somebody to rely on. And I think Seth maybe realized the same in reverse. And if you did, right?
If what?
Did you realize that in reverse? That I was also someone to rely on?
No, I just know, like, I'm trying to think of the best way that, like,
maybe not then, I guess.
No, it's because, like, for lack of a better term, I think we complete each other in a lot of ways, like in our filmmaking and stuff like that.
That's true.
If that makes sense, where it's like, man, I don't know as much about that stuff, but you can help me know about that. And then like you even teach, like you go out of your way to show me how things work and stuff like that. Whereas like, oh, this is how I would have done it. Seth, that's way more complicated, but it would have probably got the same result. Like it's that kind of stuff that I think that, yeah. So, but I think also that I've taught you some stuff too. Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
The thing that like kind of made everything click was that like, I'm very methodical and very logical. I have an engineering background. So that's how I think when it comes to creativity, which may seem counterproductive, but it's really not. I think very much about like, well, this has to work and then this has to work and this has to work, where Seth will just come out there and be like, well, what about this? And comes out with a crazy idea. And sometimes that crazy idea is like, that's insane. We can't do that. But I always tell him, and I've always told people I work with, it's like, I can always dial that back. Yeah. But that idea, that spark. Yeah. I don't have that spark a lot. But I can execute.
I would never say that I'm smart. I would say that I'm clever. If that makes any kind of sense.
Smart. Don't call yourself short.
Yeah. But I mean, you know what I mean though. Yeah. Like I think there's a lot going on up here, if that makes any kind of sense. And so I feel like that I just think about things very differently. Yeah. And I think that's probably why, again, as I said, we kind of complete each other because you think about things very, very mechanically. Yeah. And I'm over here being this like goop. Yeah. Like, yeah.
That's another thing about Seth is like, he'll just, the way I make films and the way like with our intros and stuff like that is really not a lot of people I think could work with the way I do that. And I know that from experience because I butted heads with a lot of other people creatively because of this. And I've had to just realize that. But like when we're going to go out and make an intro, I have in my head, I know exactly how this has to work. Like with the VFX, with all this stuff, because I know our limitations. That's the main thing. Like, it's not that I want to limit creativity. It's that I know the programs we have access to. I know my limitations as just my own skill in all this stuff. So I'm like, Seth, I need you to stand exactly here. And when you say that line, you can only say it this way and you can only move in this way. And some people might look at that and be like, why? That makes no sense. Why are you limiting me in all these ways? But then Seth is always trusted. And then when hopefully you see the final product, it's like, that's why. And I don't do a great job at explaining that sometimes when we're on the day.
It's a lot of that green screen stuff where like you just have to put trust in it, where it's like, okay, I don't entirely understand what exactly is going on, but that's okay. That I don't come from that. Yeah. I come from, now we got to go find somewhere that looks close enough to what we need to, like where we need to go. Yeah. That sort of thing. And so, yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of, anyway, so that's it. We kind of got off the rails a little bit, but
there's some more behind the DuneSea right there.
Yeah, but what keeps us going is really you guys. What keeps us going.
That's it.
And our love for chatting and love for Star Wars, love for Lord of the Rings, love for all this stuff.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun to talk about it. And it's a lot of fun to talk with you guys about it. And because we love to continue sharpening our own abilities and our own skills.
Yes. Beyond the DuneSea movie. It's coming.
What about the contest winner film?
You did talk about that. That was the one with your Model T.
That didn't win any. It was in a contest. It didn't win anything. I think what Django's referring to, I mentioned in a show before about my freshman year of college, we submitted to our college's film festival, and we won Best Picture that year. Mm-hmm. And the film is interesting. It's really experimental. It's kind of dark.
Is that the one? I don't
say what it's about if you know.
I'm trying to remember. Is that the never mind, you keep going. I don't know. I know because you've done a couple dark ones.
Most of my films are dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're either dark or funny.
Yeah.
That's one of the two, or deeply dramatic. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's why a lot of my older stuff is cringe. It was not because it's cringe in a funny way. It's because I took myself too seriously.
Yeah.
That one was about, it was about this sort of cyclical sort of thing that kept happening to these people. And that's the twist, is that like, it starts with this person coming home and finding that his wife was murdered, and he's like trying to figure out what happened. But in the process of doing so, he kills someone else. And then that other person has the exact same experience, and it's this just repetition. And the sort of undertone was that there was this sort of spirit of malice that was infecting these people and creating this cycle. Mm-hmm. that sounds way more interesting than what the film actually was. But there were moments in it that I thought were really cool. And it did win Best Picture at our film festival, which I think I was really proud of. Okay. Moving right along. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying. Appreciate you guys being in the chat. If you guys still have questions for us in the chat, go ahead. Bill Rooklyn, have you ever met one of the actors from Star Wars? And if so, were they nice? Yes.
Yeah. I've met Palpatine, Ian McDiarmid. We met Hayden. He was nice.
He was nice.
Yes. Met Donald Faison. He plays Gary the Stormtrooper from Robot Chicken. Yeah. Look at the couple of Duners with the chosen one.
Dudes.
Yeah, just catching some dunes with the chosen one. So yeah.
Yep.
But everybody that I've met has been really nice.
Yeah, I've not had any bad experiences. Winter 442, haven't been able to listen lately. How would you like to see the Plagueis story go now? Well, hey, thank you for being here, Winter.
Yes, thank you. I'd like him to get picked up. I just don't know where you go with it.
There's a part of me that almost likes it just being
that he's
a
there.
Mystery. We know he's a moon. We know he's there, and you can kind of fill in the gaps with the Plagueis book.
Yeah.
I would like to pick it up with Chimere. That'd be cool.
I agree.
Lead it up to Palpatine.
Yeah.
See a young Palpatine.
Yeah.
I'd almost like a 2D animation. I just keep hammering on that door. I love the 2D animation idea.
Yeah.
Jeremy Bloor. Would you ever consider doing a how-to with toy photography episode? This is so funny. So another behind, like some lore. That was originally what this channel was going to be about. Like this podcast was going to be a little extra thing. So like when I was in the kitchen, formulating this,
cooking them rolls,
I even bought stuff for it. I bought stuff to do this, and I had tested things on my page. I was making reels and whatnot, testing the idea of what I was going to do. And then I asked Seth, I was like, hey, I'd also like to do a show as part of this. I remember telling him, like, I'm going to be making my own YouTube channel. You want to jump in and do the show with me? And then I remember we had many phone calls because like, should that be its own channel or should we do, I don't know, like what we should do. And then eventually it was just like,
we made the episode.
Yeah.
And people liked it.
And we were like, I guess that should just be it.
That should probably just be it.
And well, that was part of it. I tried to make an episode and I was like, Seth's the secret sauce, not
stop
me.
That.
No, seriously. I literally made half of an episode because I got the Cad Bane hot toy. So I filmed myself going to pick it up. I filmed a little bit in my car where because the whole thing was going to be like from start to finish. It was going to be like a vlog story. Like I got there, like I was going to structure the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I realized I was so unnatural at it. I looked at the footage and I'm like, this is not me. Like this is, but then I looked at our show because we'd recorded that same week, but I was like, Seth is the secret sauce. And somehow he makes me look like I'm speaking naturally because I'm speaking to you. I'm not speaking to the camera most of the time. Right.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, we do have plans to maybe do something like this. It won't be like just something.
Show the process.
I have had a box over there in that corner forever to do an episode of this. And I would love to do it. And eventually it's gonna happen.
Hey,
from Schechter.
I was gonna say I have a funny story about that. When I first met my wife, I asked her if she likes Star Wars, and she says I like those KOTOR games. I just think that's really
that's cool.
Yeah, she's like I played through those, and I was like I haven't played through those, and so I was like I had nothing to talk about with Star Wars with her. Does that make sense? Where it's like the one thing
wealth of knowledge.
The one thing I know nothing about, except like I know Darth Revan. I know the story of it, but I'm like, I can't share like, I was a gray Jedi or I was I had a double-bladed lightsaber. Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah.
I have started it and I have not finished it, but I will. I kind of missed that era of gaming, so that style of game is very foreign to me. So while I love gaming, this is sort of almost antithetical to my love of gaming, but I love collecting games and I love history of games and I love the artistry, but I only like playing a very specific type of game. And so I'm trying to learn how that game works to play it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I respect that game, its history and its artistry, and I want to play it and enjoy it. Already did that one. I keep losing my place in here. Man. Alan DCG, are you light side and Seth dark side? Where do you stand? Jedi or Sith? Red versus blue. Why not green?
Alan, someday we'll answer that question.
You don't want me to answer why our colors are this way?
I mean, you can if you want.
A little more lore here.
I was going to say, do we really want to?
We'll leave some things to the imagination.
I was going to say, I think that we need to leave some stuff to the lore. I mean, there is I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that, like, this kind of offsets everything. Just throwing that out there. Again, go back and watch stuff, guys. Whoa. Okay.
Off topic. What's y'all's favorite Harry Potter movie?
Yeah.
Here we go. Beyond.
Goblet of Fire. Easy.
Really?
Why? What would you pick? Azkaban?
Hey, that's my wife's favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite, though?
Why is Goblet yours?
It's the best done movie. Because it's like there's tasks for him to do, and it ends on that like crazy ending. Kill the spell. Arpats is in it. Pattinson. He's Cedric.
That's wild.
What's your favorite?
As a kid, I would have said Goblet. Funny enough.
Yeah.
Because that was my favorite as a kid.
Yeah.
Now I have a super hot take on this.
Please don't say Order of the Phoenix.
This is my Kenobi take of Harry Potter.
Okay. Oh, look. Someone's getting involved.
Yep. My wife's even chiming in. Yeah. Thank you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. You're gonna have to look her in the eye when you walk out when you leave. Think about that.
Okay. Anyway, what's your favorite movie?
Half-Blood Prince.
The book's so much better.
I know. Like I know the book's better.
It's so much better.
I get it. But there is so much to that movie that I love.
There is a lot of really good. That's my second favorite.
Snape is my favorite character in Harry Potter by far. What do you mean? This
is the thing that bugs me about Snape is it's really, and like, this is going to sound crazy, but bear with me for a second. It's the age gaps in everybody. Yeah, Snape's my age when he dies.
The movies don't do a good job of showing that.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's the whole thing. It makes it seem like that Snape lived his whole life. It's like, oh my gosh, he loved Lily for so long. Bro, it was like 10 years. Yeah. Like, yeah. And it was like, stop. Yeah.
I think he's the best character.
He is a good character. He's well done. I don't think that he deserves as much love as everyone gives him. So yeah,
it's my favorite.
It's probably my favorite book. I do here. Can we venture off for a second? Hey, look, a dune. Can we go look behind it? Is that okay? Or should I? Never mind. We're going to stop.
What?
About Harry Potter. But we'll stop.
This is on topic. What about it?
I have often wondered, how like the first 3 books or films are kind of like Scooby-Doo stories where it's like, oh, well, we're at school. Oh, there's this crazy thing. Oh, we solve it. What if the series would it have stayed as popular or been as popular if they had kept that formula for 7 more years?
No, that's why it was successful. It grew with its audience.
It just veers so crazy into that 4th one. That's what I'm saying.
That's why it's that was.
You think that's what does it?
That's one of the secret sauces of Harry Potter.
You think that's what does it?
Think about this.
I've often wondered.
Do you still watch Scooby-Doo? When did you stop?
Dude, Scooby-Doo deserves your respect.
I'm not saying that it's not good.
He deserves your respect.
I'm just saying that like there comes a point where you're like, yeah, I'm not into this anymore. Like whatever, if you think it's good now, but as a kid, you get tired of stuff. I love the whole did you draw that 15 years ago? Like, would you still like it 15 years later? Yeah, that sort of thing. I'm just saying, I think that part of the sauce with Harry Potter is that it grows with the audience.
Okay.
But I love Half-Blood Prince. Yeah, I know Star Wars nerds making fun of me in here thinking it's one of the worst movies.
Good book.
There are parts of it that I don't like. I don't like the love story, but yeah. On the topic of Harry Potter, which house are you guys in? If my wife is still watching, she knows. I don't know the answer to this. What house am I in? She's made me take this quiz before.
I took it twice. I got Ravenclaw the first time, and then I got Gryffindor because I just thought the Ravenclaw was so odd. I'm like, no way.
Oh, so you twisted it.
No, I just thought it was weird.
You really wanted to be in Gryffindor.
No,
you wanted to be in Harry's house. Okay.
No. He's a Gryffindor.
Oh,
Look at that. We be roomies.
Seth just wants to be one of the cool kids.
I don't want to be one of the cool kids. I had a whole idea for like a series of TikToks that I want to do called Hardcore Hufflepuff, where it's a guy who got transferred to Hogwarts, and he's because of like the age thing or whatever, that he's way older than he should be, and he's at Hogwarts. Like he came from the Americas. Anyway, what I do?
You making that noise?
Me? Yeah, I tapped the.
Okay,
I did that. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Favorite Harry Potter movie.
Yeah.
One day, that'd be fun. That'd be a fun Beyond.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
Be a lot.
It would be.
Okay. Mortis FM. What is your favorite weapon in all of fiction? Gun, sword, anything.
I just saw. What's your favorite weapon? Gun. Oh shoot. Okay. Can I have a couple? I don't know.
No, one. Pick it. I know what my wife says because I think this is such an interesting answer. It'd be way more interesting than mine, so I'll say it. Yondu's arrow.
It is a cool weapon.
Yeah, she always tells me, she's like, that's way cooler than a lightsaber. I'm like, that's wrong, but it's a
I
cool
think the
opinion.
Master Sword's pretty sick from Zelda.
Yeah, it's a cool
Yeah.
weapon. I mean, I hate to say it. I'm going to have to go super vanilla and just say a lightsaber.
I mean, a lightsaber is really, really neat. The sound, the look, all of it.
Yeah.
Cap shield is really cool too.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome in Fortnite right now.
I like the Leviathan axe. I know it's a sort of an upgraded Thor's hammer, but from God of War.
Yeah.
Oh, the Blades of Chaos from God of War. I know you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but those are cool.
I played a little bit of the third one. Is that the
chains?
I just like the chain things. Yeah.
Those are really cool.
I got you. How about Green Lantern's power ring? Is that a weapon?
I'm not the biggest Green Lantern guy.
It doesn't
but I know
matter.
you are.
It's a ring of power.
Yeah.
A ring of, but we can't wield it.
Ring.
We can't wield it, Konnor.
Yeah.
None of us can.
Mary Poppins. Yeah, there she is.
Yeah,
coming in
exactly.
again. That's her favorite. We talked about it all the time.
Yeah. I like the glaive from Kroll.
See, Schecter's even getting here. Yondu's arrow, way cooler than a lightsaber.
Yeah.
That's what I'm always saying.
Yeah.
But hey, it's I'll give her credit for a unique opinion.
Mm-hmm.
She's not just one of the sheep out here.
Yeah.
199 super chat from Star Wars Sith. Master Sword, baby.
Thank you.
Hey, does Charizard count? Because he's kind of a weapon.
Would you?
You're
riding your pet into battle? That's what you're.
How do you use like that's what you do in Pokemon.
It's just.
Have
you ever watched Pokemon Rusty? Have you ever watched that series?
Oh yes, actually,
it's
I
so
have.
funny. It's like I don't work double shifts at the deli, so you could be a professional pet owner. You'll never understand me, Dad. So good.
There's so many.
What about the glaive from Kroll? Did you see that from Aaron? It's right. Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
Do you know what that thing? Yeah. Crazy. Anyway.
There's a lot. There's the Moonlight Greatsword from the Soul series.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. There's a lot. I could pick a lot of videos.
What about Excalibur?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of
the sword and the stone.
It's like the thing, right?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Sting.
Yeah.
But I mean, out of all of them, lightsaber.
Yeah.
The Skywalker blade.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Getting down to the last two.
Oh.
So if you have any more questions to ask us in the chat, throw them down. From Tyler J. Grubbs, I believe he is in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite Star Wars show and movie? Why is it your favorite?
Return of the Jedi. It's my favorite movie. I like the happy ending. I like the moral of the story. I like the reading between those lines. You know, no matter how far you go down one path, you can come back.
Mm.
Yes. So
favorite show?
Mando. Yeah. So
Revenge of the Sith. I love the spectacle of it all. It feels truly like a myth.
Yeah.
I've said that before. Like it's just
like a Greek tragedy.
I love that about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that there's still hope at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Show. I keep going back and forth on this. I probably ultimately land on Mando. Season 3 kind of brings it down a lot for me. But you guys know I like Kenobi a lot. I also really like Ahsoka. It's between those three for me. Well, I mean, but then there's Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So if the animated shows, obviously the animated shows count. Probably Clone Wars.
Okay.
I pick Clone Wars.
Even better than Bad Batch? Because animated, I think Bad Batch is the best of all of them.
I like Clone Wars as the peaks of Clone Wars are still higher than Bad Batch.
Okay.
Although I like Bad Batch as a complete story better than probably Clone Wars, but the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars I think will never be touched.
Okay.
I think that's some of the best Star Wars storytelling that exists out there.
Okay.
All right. And final question. Noah Belante. If I was planning to start a podcast with my friend, what is some advice you'd give?
Be genuine.
Legitimately, that's great advice. Just do it. Seriously. And I know that sounds so cliche, but that is just do it. So many people, me included, spin their wheels. Should I do it this way? What camera should I get? Should I get this? Should I get this? Should I get this? Ultimately, at the end of the day, doesn't matter. Just do it.
Yeah.
And you can figure out that stuff along the way. And as you go, you'll learn your preferences.
My goodness, go back and watch our first episode. Then go watch this.
Yeah.
We're learning.
Yeah. You'll learn. And you'll kind of figure out what works best for you. And you will learn what your preferences are for cameras, what your preferences are for lighting. But you don't know any of that until you do it.
Yeah.
So just do it. For very practical advice, start with your phone. There's a program called Riverside. I've heard great things about it. It's very easy. I believe it's paid. I'm not 100% sure. If you'd like a free software, OBS is terrific. StreamYards has a free version of it. It
does say StreamYards on it, but
you get a watermark, but but that'll get you started.
Yep.
I think that those are, I know Tony's a big advocate of StreamYards. He uses it for all of his stuff, I believe. But use your phone. You can find some really cheap microphones out there. If you have a little bit of money to invest right away, like less than $100 even, grab a Yeti microphone. It's a USB microphone, plug that in.
Yep.
Or there are cheaper ones out there. I'm trying to think. There are ones that you can even go to like Walmart, or like Target these days has like podcasting sections.
Yeah. Is Riverside an app for both iOS and Android?
I don't know the answer to that question. Unfortunately.
What did you say? I thought that it was.
It is Riverside. I just don't know if it's an app on iOS and Android.
Oh, okay.
I know that you could use it on your computer.
Yeah.
I assume so. I assume you can use it on your phone because they always tout how easy it is to use.
Yeah.
Tony says Blue Yeti is great. I started with that. We used to use Blue Yetis and you can find those really cheap. Look on places like Facebook Marketplace. Try to find stuff that's used a little cheaper if you need to save some money. I would also recommend that. Don't just, if you do have the money to spend, don't spend a lot because you don't know what your preferences are yet. Yeah. So if you have the money to spend, that's great. Keep it in your back pocket. Wait till you know a little bit more about what you're doing and spend it a little bit down the road, because I'm glad we didn't spend a lot when we started. Yeah. And I'm glad we waited because this is way more functional solution. I thought we were being smart by using USB microphones. And I'll tell you, if you're recording in the same room as somebody, do not use USB microphones. It is a giant pain in the neck. That was a massive bottleneck for us for a long time until we upgraded to XLR solutions. Wouldn't have known that until we started doing it. Yeah. So, yeah. But also, you already had a Blue Yeti microphone. Yeah. So it was nice that we got to start that, got to make mistakes and learn and all that stuff. So that's what I would say. Just start genuine, be genuine, and just do it. Yep. And I commend a lot of people that we know, like Star Wars Nerd, Tales from Peridia. He's out there just doing it. That's super cool. Yeah. That's awesome. I thought we had, let me look at something real quick before we wrap some of this up. Okay. Yeah, we did cover these. Okay. Good. I just want to make sure.
Well, we never did do the pictures.
Yeah, I know. I thought that there was a question about that. Whatever. We'll do it. Why not? We'll just talk about them. I could have swore that there was a question asking us about our like 5 favorite photography photos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Why not? This is already a long episode. So you guys know from down in the little right there at Press Pause Photography at Laird Geek, we toy photography. It's how we became friends and ultimately what led to the show. So we pulled up a couple of our favorites that we thought we'd share with you guys as we round out the show. I'm trying to find my tab. There we go. I picked this one. This is one of Seth's.
Thanks.
I really like this one. Seth has a vibe to his that I really like, where his look very like tangible. The way that Seth shoots his is he like just kind of gets in there. He like gets really up close, and his feel very true to life, if that makes sense. Very candid. Candid is the best word. Like he feels like Peter Parker shooting for the bugle right now. If you didn't see Peter Parker's leg right there, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So that's the one I really liked from Seth, and I believe this is the one he chose of mine. Yes.
I like how you took this thing and then like just made it look like something completely different, if that makes sense. That like it was the light on the ramp that got me, where I just was like, how do you do that? That I just was like, dude, what the heck? I'm like, this thing, like, because again, we've used this for our show even, and it's like it doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
You made it like
it's the Micro Galaxy Squadrons.
Yeah, Millennium Falcon, and just again, I don't know, the Falcon's important to the show, too. So I just think that it's great. It's just absolutely great.
Do you want to know how I did that?
How you did what? The little light?
Yeah,
you've explained it to me before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can explain it to them if you really want. But
I took the top off and shined a
light through it, right? Yeah.
It was also just because I'm a nerd about this stuff. I used a fog machine here, and my fog machine is actually a DJ fog machine, so it emits a light when it does it. You know this because you've used it.
Yep.
And I caught the tail end of that, and so it actually casts just a little bit of that light right here. But I think it adds just a tiny pop of color that I think is fun.
It does. Is that in the foreground? Is this the Razor Crest?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I just wanted something to frame the Falcon.
Yep.
And be a ship, and of course you got Princess Leia.
Yeah, she's like walking in like frustrated, and you could see that like Han and Chewie are yelling at each other. Like, I mean, it feels, it's perfect.
Thank you.
It's really, really good.
I've always really liked this shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I feel like it's different too from like what you normally do, and that's what I think
it was something that I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone a little bit for it. It's a little more toyetic.
Yeah.
I typically go for more realism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this was one that Seth chose for himself. The Black Knight.
Yeah. I love me some Dane Whitman, and this is actually Sir Percy. This is his ancestor. But you and I worked on this together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
this is I made this wall.
Yeah. Exactly. And then I kind of stacked everything all around and everything. And
what
just
is this? This is an Urukai.
No, it's a southerner.
Easterling, or southerner.
Yeah,
okay.
Easternly southerner. Yeah, and like I like that it looks like he might be on fire. I'm not really sure. Yeah, that just
Well, I liked about this in your shots that like you have a lot of these practical fire effects, and you were adamant about using practical. Like you wanted to keep that that vibe to your shots.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
I like high contrasty stuff though too. That's also my So
all right, one of mine. This is one of my all-time favorite photos I've ever taken. The Clan of Two. Yeah. So the fun thing about this, I did a series where my wife and I went on a trip to there's me. And I made this like postcard thing, and I made a series called Toys in the Park, and it's one of creatively it's a project one of the things I'm most proud of creatively as a project is this. We traveled very far west, and I took just mainly Mando and a couple other little guys, and I thought it was going to be silly, but it ended up being really cool. Mm-hmm. And so this is 100% real.
Yeah.
Like all in camera, like all the reflections you get in his helmet, all this stuff is real. And like what you can't see is my wife is actually holding the little stand for Grogu right there. Mm-hmm. But like the sky is real. Those clouds are real. All of this is 100% real.
Yeah.
And so this has always been one of my favorite photos.
Toy Story wallpaper does exist.
This photo was in a magazine. Funny enough, which was I was very honored.
You're very talented, sir.
Well, you are also very talented because coming up on this one, this is one of my favorites of yours.
Thank you. I just love too that this is like, I love to use this guy. This is just a stagnant Vader. Like
That blows my mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, he is like a traffic cone. Like his cape doesn't move, just his arms. He has no like elbow articulation or anything like that. And I just, I don't remember where I saw this. This is from Rogue One, that this image that I saw, and I was like, oh my gosh, Darth Vader just needs to be there cut in that center part. Yeah. And very simple.
Well, compositionally, I mean, you nail like, trying to make sure. Okay. Still got that in there.
Okay.
But compositionally, like just that tiny bit of headroom right there, tiny bit. And also like sometimes using digirama, I think plastic action, a very popular photographer coined that term. It's when you use a screen.
Because that's what
like
that is.
Volume, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did here. That's my computer screen. I just set the character up with it.
And it's difficult to match perspective in lighting, but like, look at this, just the rim light.
Yeah.
Right here.
I lucked out.
It's you didn't luck out.
I lucked out.
You did great.
Yeah.
I like this. Compositionally, it's just absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
All right. This one is a special photo for me. This is a Batman the Animated Series photo.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have a behind the scenes on this one? I used to take yeah, I did. Here we go. Gosh, my behind the scenes, there used to be so friggin' janky. So this was a photo that I had in my head for a long time. And something that I think is really cool is like when you get something that translates perfectly out of your head onto whatever piece of art you're making, because it doesn't always happen that way. Yeah. Like sometimes it evolves or it doesn't meet your standard or whatever. Mm-hmm. This did. And it's 100% practical. Like I made this, I made the smoke look cartoony. All of this is real. Mm-hmm. Like Robin there in the background. But what's most special about this? Kevin Conroy shared this on Twitter before he passed.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I look very fondly back on this photo. Like these little fish even, like I had these on little pieces of wire. I think you can see it. Yeah. See it there. But even like that light, and I even had a tube running smoke up in there.
Yeah.
So that when I snapped the photo, all that smoke's real. This smoke is fake, but this smoke right here is real.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite photos. Ooh, this one, I love this photo of yours.
Yeah, it's fun.
One of your turtles.
It is one of my turtles. And a buddy and I were just walking around downtown shooting pictures together. And
I know where this is.
Yes, I was going to say. Yeah. And we were just messing around, and I just kind of like what I do really well. I just bent over and just snapped a picture.
It's very candid. That's what I was
and that
describing.
Was kind of what was crazy is like that's kind of my style, where I just like get in there and I just shoot something. And like I'd been shooting stuff all day and hadn't really been happy with a lot. And like, it's crazy how this turned out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is really fun.
Yeah.
I like how candid this is. And the pose is great too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's another thing, like outside shots, I rarely do them. Mm-hmm. Like when I do them, I have to have the handicap of being in a national park.
Yeah. I just like to go, again, just kind of get, it's like when you showed the Miles picture, like you'll be setting something up and I'm just goofing around you as you're like doing stuff. And you're like, I'm not done yet. I'm like, I don't care. Maybe I could get something. Yeah. Cause you just never know.
You're kind of chasing like fleeting moments, whereas I'm trying to create one.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference between you and I creatively when it comes to this. And that's why these things are really cool. Ooh, this one. This is another one that I'm very proud of creatively, because this was before that figure came out.
Yeah, and you made this.
Yeah. So this is how I made this photo. It's so goofy.
Yeah.
This I had when I was a kid. It has Darth Maul's eye. Mm-hmm. This is the photo of Vader. I used Anakin's face structure from this figure, and then the burn marks from this figure. And then I combined them all
to create
onto here. Because Vader is extremely hard to light. This was something
that reflective head
I chased and chased and chased.
Yeah. And
I spoke to many people, many of my peers, about how to do this, how to light Vader. And that's the one thing about the toy photography community. Everybody will talk to you. Doesn't matter how big they are. They'll talk to you and they'll give you advice. Mm-hmm. And I finally got advice I was given a lot of advice on how to properly light his helmet, to not get these crappy reflections and all this stuff. Because my old photos of Vader suck. Mm-hmm. And this is one of my all-time favorites. I love this.
Super cool.
Just that pop of white.
Oh yeah. That candle in the dark, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one's so fun.
Yeah. Part of this is, I think the caption's really funny. It's like, so there I was surrounded by 7, no 12 rebels. No way. Like it's just like, I could just see this conversation happening. And this was, again, one of those things where I was just walking around the woods and I had these guys with me and I saw this log and I just sat them on a log. And then
just snapped it.
I just snapped it, and then I showed my wife, and she was like, "That's really good. Like that actually looks like." And then when I came up with like the caption, she was like, "That just feels like they would be doing this.
Yeah,
they would just be like
a little vignette, a little story.
Yep, just goofing off in the woods. Yeah,
I like it. Mm-hmm. Again, candid.
Yeah,
all feels candid, which I think is really cool.
Ooh.
All right, this one.
No, Gwen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
Maybe they are.
Do I still have? Can you guys see the chat? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe they are. I'm not sure. Again, I've always really liked that aesthetic. Like I like the aesthetic of indoor, I guess.
So this photo was special to me because I won a contest with this one. It was the first time I had ever won something with my art.
Yeah.
Like this stuff. And I think the BTS for this is so ridiculous.
It is crazy because I remember you like showing me as you were doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Grayson.
Are we still alive?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grayson was still alive. We're still here.
Yeah.
He's out there living life.
We're just talking. He's getting dubs.
Yeah.
He's getting dubs in Fortnite. You let me know that last night.
But anyway, this was like angling these freaking buildings was so hard.
Yeah.
And
look, you got some Digirama going on in the background. You got that moon.
Yeah, just to get the moon. And that's my own photo of the moon.
Yeah.
Like I had to move things and like getting everything lined up and making it so it wouldn't fall was unreal. And you could see down here.
Yeah.
Like that's what was in my camera. And what you can't see is my kit bashed Gwen Stacy. It's actually a Rosario Dawson figure with a Gwen Stacy head. It's literally sitting inside the lens hood.
Yeah.
Because I had to create some forced perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was again something that I won. I won a contest with it, and I thought it's like, wow, that was really cool. That my silly photos of toys won me a picture and won me something. Although there was a mistake in this photo that I cannot look past, and it bothers me so much. When I removed the stand, I left this little sliver right there.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. I fixed it because I did a few prints of this.
Yeah.
And I fixed it in that, but it kills me. All right. Final one from Seth. This one's good.
I mean, this is the one that kind of started it all.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. They do that all the time.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They do that.
Wait a minute.
But yeah, if you click on it.
Let's find it.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh, what the heck? Why did it go away?
Yeah.
Rosario Dawson.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep. So there you go. And I think too that like this was also as legend goes, this was like, because I was pretty nervous when we were about ready to start the show. And then this happened shortly before the show. Yeah. And it was like, because we were doing lots of photos together and stuff like that. And we were hanging out and I shot this over at your house. I mean, this is your stuff that I was messing around with. And
I bet I had that chat up that whole time.
When she liked that, I'm like, we're doing the right thing. Like this is a sign.
Yeah.
That things are going to be okay.
I remember you being so excited about that.
Yes.
So yeah, here's his page. He's got some great stuff.
I have some good stuff.
No, you got great stuff. I like this photo a lot too. I could have picked so many.
It looks cool.
Or this one.
Yeah. Also cool.
Or this one.
Good stuff. Yeah. It is good stuff.
Oh, I'm signed in. Forgot.
Wow. Okay. I like that one. Like that one's like
this one. Yeah.
That one's cool. Or the one of the hand. Do you remember when that happened?
Yeah, you were like so about this.
No, but here was the whole thing though too, is that we were posing Rex all day long.
Couldn't get anything.
And nothing. And then I saw the light hitting that rock. And then I just took the blaster in the hand. There is nothing attached to that hand. I just set the hand right outside and I put the blaster there and I go, that's it.
That's it.
I've been messing around all day with this stupid thing. So, but yeah.
Yes, Grayson, drop the poll. He's going to drop a poll about Tales from the Archives. Pay attention to all of our stories.
Socials, yes.
And then anyway, I think I have one more, and then we'll get off the. Oh yeah, this one.
Ooh, look at that! Look at that reflection.
This is, I think, if I have any contribution to the toy community, this is it. Mm-hmm. It's lightsabers.
Yeah,
I'm very passionate about how lightsabers are lit in toy photography, because so many people, I don't think again, not to knock anybody who does this as an art form, but sometimes people just blast like the light. So because you have to remember these things are so small. So then they just take a red light and they're going to blast it from, the side. Well, then you're going to get red highlight all around here, all over here, and down here. Well, this little rod of light is only going to cast light here, and then on the other side of the hand.
Yeah.
And this is so nerdy, but you have the inverse square law. Okay. Which means that the light is only going to be the brightest right here. And then it's going to fall off the farther away it is. What?
I'm going to change your thing. I don't know. I'll let you, when you get done talking about light, I'll say something about this picture.
Okay. So that's what I've always strived for. Now, some photos, I don't do this with every photo with a lightsaber, but I think that that's my contribution. Like that's the only thing that I feel like I'm super unique with. Now there are other people who light lightsabers terrifically, and all rules are meant to be broken and all that. Don't get me wrong. But I think that this is something I do excel at and I am proud of. Then this.
Yeah.
I thought that this was where the first time that I actually nailed the lighting of Vader's helmet. Mm-hmm. This is one of my favorite photos. It's one of my proudest things with photography. What were you going to say?
I just like how you elongated the helmet to give it that McQuarrie look.
I didn't elongate it.
You didn't?
No.
Why does he look like McQuarrie Vader? He looks like Rebels Vader there, don't you think?
They're probably just an optical illusion with the
Must be
stripes.
Interesting. I thought you did that. I thought you kind of manipulated the helmet.
This is ESB Vader's helmet. When the ESB Hot Toys sculpt is a little weird.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of how they do that because the eyes are an odd shape. So that could be what you're seeing.
I don't know.
But
interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
So anyway, and then quick little scroll. I don't post as much these days. I'm pretty proud of this shot. I made this figure. I think it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy resin printed all that stuff.
Yeah.
But hey, there's our commercial.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I mean, like we're making this now, so that's what, that's why there hasn't been as much.
Well, the frustrating thing is I keep trying to take photos, and I just don't have the sauce as much these days.
I gotcha.
But yeah, what I enjoy doing is I support a lot of artists who this is a custom head.
Yeah.
It's legit. This is a custom head. And this is a custom head. All of these are custom heads except for this. Custom head. Custom head on this Thrawn. Mm-hmm. That's what I do. But one day I'd like to do one of those.
Did you see that comment right there?
What?
The newest one from Star Wars Nerd?
Oh, really? That's what got you into toy photography? This one? That's very humbling.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that.
That's one of the few times, because my output since the show has started has been a lot lower. This is one that I did since we started the show that I'm pretty proud of this. Mm-hmm. Wow. This is when we did our hot takes with Matt. That's crazy.
Yeah. That was a while ago.
But yeah, I was pretty proud of this shot. Mm-hmm. But thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. There's a little bit of just some lore. Mm-hmm. Are all my custom heads from Boba Clone? Fett Clone has, and no, I have them from a variety of. I have a video that I've been waiting to make that I want to make about all of my customs. Or not all of them, but kind of a top 5, just showcasing, because there's Centerpoint Studios, Fett Clone, Casting Cave. Who else do I have some from? Oh, geez. Those are the main ones I get. Oh, Uncle Sam Cantina. I know I'm forgetting some. There's so many good ones out there. Gosh, Syndicate Customs. I'm forgetting a million, but that's one thing I'm really into.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do not.
I mean, you kit bash things together and stuff.
I've made a couple things. Like I've made, like I have down there, I can see a Hauser. If it has a helmet, I can make it. I can't paint faces, but I've done a couple of my own customs, but I'm not very good at it. I'm pretty proud of that power armor thing, but that's just because it's silver.
Yeah.
I guess not that hard, but, popped up my explore page and I had to make it with Vader and Ezra. That is so kind.
Mm-hmm.
What's a fig I'd never part with? I don't know if this counts, but I mentioned this earlier, my Vader that got me into Star Wars. But aside from that, my Hot Toys Vader, because my wife got it for me, or my Captain Rex Hot Toys, just because that was like my grail, because I wanted the Sideshow one forever. And then they announced the Hot Toys. I was like, I got to have that. Yeah. Okay. Well, this has been a blast.
It has.
I think we should start winding down a little bit.
We should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we've probably bored them at this point.
A couple things, guys, coming up. First things first. Where's it at? I have it sitting here. Or I did have it sitting here.
I don't know what you're looking for.
Hold on, it's sitting up here. We are going to ICCC here in a couple weeks. They very graciously awarded us some press passes. So first of all, thank you so much to ICCC. I'm worried that I don't put enough C's on there.
Yeah.
So very humbled to have been given that honor.
Mm-hmm.
We will be going. It's in Nashville coming up first weekend of October. And so excited.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time.
So, we'll be making content. We have some fun videos planned for that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe something a couple things are a little bit different.
A little different.
Gonna try some different things.
Mm-hmm.
So aside from that, what's new from us? What are we doing? We're back in the Dune Sea finally.
We are.
So it means the Galaxy Far, Far Away content is definitely coming back.
It's true.
We've heard your feedback about the 60-40 versus 80-20. If you don't know what we're talking about, we've always said that this show, it's mainly Star Wars, but how much is the percentage of non-Star Wars?
Mm-hmm.
And from time to time, we are going to go out beyond, and because we had a lot of fun with that, but right now it's time to stay back in the Dune Sea.
Yeah.
So,
well, we got to give them because something came out today.
Yeah, the Rebuild the Galaxy thing. So we're going to ask you guys about that.
Yeah. Do we do that?
Do you guys want us to cover that? Or maybe we make that just its own video, maybe not a regular episode of the show. Because before the craziness started with Bad Batch, we had a plan. And it's been nonstop since Bad Batch.
Yeah.
That has just cut everything off.
Yeah.
We were going to do Rogue One, a few other things, and then Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
And then Bad Batch announced that they were going to be coming out in a month.
Yeah. And so we couldn't.
And then Bad Batch happened.
Yep. Then the Acolyte.
My daughter was born.
Yeah.
The Acolyte came out.
Yeah.
We did Lord of the Rings. And here we are.
Yeah.
So we've not really had time to breathe.
Yes.
We did with Lord of the Rings, which was great.
Yeah.
So Solo is coming up.
Yeah.
We're going to do Solo next week.
Yes.
Right? We're going to do Solo next week, but we may do our own sort of video, or maybe after Solo, we'll cover Rebuild the Galaxy.
Yes.
We just didn't know if you guys want that as its own episode, because we know it's going to be fun, but is it
really going to be worth? I don't know. It's 4 episodes. I don't know how long it is or anything like that.
It's 4 22-minute episodes.
Okay. Gotcha.
So Solo next week, and then we have some fun episodes planned after that.
Yeah.
We will tease that the week of ICCC. The week before ICCC. I got to check. Gotta check my notes. Coming up. I'm not going to tell when.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm almost
Just
out of
don't
break.
even, because I was going to say. Yeah.
Well, I want to tease up the tier list. That's what people love.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what'd you think I was talking about?
I don't know. Perhaps a courtroom drama featuring a certain character that I enjoy that you may not enjoy.
Oh, no. I was going to mention that.
Okay, yeah.
But you did, so.
It's fine. It's fine.
But tier list will be coming very soon. In fact, someone already kind of called it out earlier, funny enough. So if anybody remembers that, there you go. There's your tease.
Yeah.
So tier list coming solo next week. Yes, do the reaction video or stream with both of you if you want Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. Okay. Well, we will.
Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a live and we'll watch it.
Yeah, just live and watch it. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll think about that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here. Oh, there's one last thing.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like,
There's one last thing.
yeah, there was something we were really excited about. Something I was excited about.
We got a lot of requests for something. That's
Yeah.
right. I completely forgot about this.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold the phone. We got some requests for something, guys. And it's very important that we show you.
Yeah,
Moon merch is here, guys.
Yes, there's moon merch.
Right there.
Yeah.
Do you ever wish our moon was bigger?
Yep.
The dad hat and the trucker hat. Just keeping it simple.
Yep.
I don't know why y'all wanted this, but you did. So there it is. I'll post the reel in our stories later to give you guys the context, but we got enough requests for this. We put this, we mentioned this, last week or the week before? And I got like 5 people either sent us DMs or commented and like, dude, the moon merch. We need the moon merch.
Yeah. Well, there's your moon merch.
So there's the moon merch.
Yep.
If you guys want it, you know what? No obligation. Seth, are you gonna get a hat?
I don't know.
Do you want a moon merch?
I think
hat?
it might look nice on a shirt though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we'll see. Maybe a shirt or
I'll put it on a shirt. I'll try to get it this evening or tomorrow. But
yeah.
There you go.
So there you go.
Where's the pizza rolls? It's coming. Okay. I can only make so much of this stuff at a time.
Where are the pizza rolls? They're in the air fryer, Grayson. They're probably been cooked. Like,
so there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. This has been a really long one.
Yes.
This has been a really fun one. Hopefully, we had so much fun with you guys. We guys, seriously, I know we say it every week, but thank you so much for being here.
You want to know why we keep going?
It's the homies at home.
Yes, it is. It's the
Truly.
Duners. Yep.
Truly, it's the homies at home.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. R8's not here to help us out today. Boom.
There it is.
There you go.
There it is.
But yeah, you guys make this so much fun every week. We really enjoy this. And thank you for so much questions. I was really expecting, I was like, man, this might be a quick stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Yes.
See you next week for Solo, a Star Wars story where the Falcon's going to get a much needed paint job. A better paint job. I said it. It looks better than the regular one. Take it to the bank. We'll talk about it next week. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. And we'll see you guys.
Well, hold on. How are you going to end it? How do you end the show?
I was going to say, see you next week. It's not same Dune time next week.
But next week it will be.
Okay, fine. Next week, 3 p.m. EST. Tune in for Solo on the same Dune channel, Seth.
It's Dune in time.
There you go. My goodness.